There we go. Well. Oh, hello, Bubba. Getting yourself relaxed too, now they got me home. You sweet little baby. You're a goof. Oh, what a little sweet thing. Here, flip my head around. Transition of the hat. There we go. Have my tea for standby. And bada bing and bada boom. Well, that's just nice timing. Great. Just great, good shit. Just good shit right there. Nice. Boo. Damn. Why must it be like that? Why must the heater just be ignited at this current time and juncture? Aye. Why must it be this way? Why? Good shit pop right there. Damn. Man, that felt good for popping shit out. Nice. Damn, that felt good. Let's see what type of hymns and tunes we can have here. I think we'll do something there, y'all. Six. Why was this a sweet boy? Why are you just being a cute little sweet boy? Why are you? Why are you the way you are? Huh? I love this dog. This dog has such a quirky little personality. I mean, I'm just glad that he does have a personality, honestly, because he's just got quite the personality. He is quite the sweet boy. Well, yeah, you are. You just got a little fluffy neck. It's just so fluffy and so soft. Because you're just so sweet. You're a sweet boy of fluffiness and sweetness. Oh. Oh, look at you. No. 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 He's giving me some funny looks. No. Yeah. 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 Oh my god, this dog. Yeah. Yeah. Meow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Use your baby. Use your baby. Yeah. Meow. Here's a little baby. Here's a baby. God, you're a fucking Fruit Loop, dog. God, my damn. Talk of the Bacon Slappers and Hellraisers MC. The Bacon Slappers and Hellraisers. I do like some of that. I do like some of that right now, if I do say so myself. Alright, what are you doing, little goof? What you doing, little goof boy? What you doing, little sweet thing? He is doing all sorts of interesting little motions right now. Oh no, I understand him. Oh, there's a song called Proud Boy by MDC. I don't think I've heard this alteration.
This is for all you fascist, bigoted Proud Boys.
All that racist, all that hate, all that...
Is it like a...
Makes me sick to my stomach.
Is it gonna be a little ballad song? Nope.
All that one trash bullshit.
Hey! Hey!
Completely obnoxious.
Shut up! Get over here!
You get the ultimate toll.
Sit.
You're a devil without worship and soul. Me, a bully without a right way.
Fucking dog.
Fucking justice. Why, you fascist fool? Please come away.
No.
Oh, Proud Boy, I really miss you. Everyone says real mean things about you. You're a traitor. You'd do anything for that psychotic Trump. Everyone says you're a jerk because you stormed the Capitol and you beat up people and you committed murder. But you always make me feel so special. Now I don't see you anymore.
Alright, this is a funny little song. I like it.
Like this song at all. You're trying to put us down. You're trying to call us traitors. We're not traitors. You just wait till Tony's back in office. We'll lock the women and gay people up and take over the Capitol. Now that'll be traitorous. P is for the patriarchy. Oh, you're repulsive and rude. Oh, you're so
I've always liked MDC. Like, I mean, I'm surprised they are just, like, still out doing their shit. Because they've been making albums since, like, the early 80s. They've been around for quite some time, and they're still rocking shit. It's like, I like that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that type of shit. Because it still sound pretty good, and it still sound, like, raw and punky, too. Maybe not, like, you know, punky in a sense of, like, the cops, whittling straights, you know, and shit like that. I mean, so, yeah, but it's still punky. I mean, it still's got, like, that same feel, anyway.
You guys are all a bunch of alt-right extremists, neo-Nazi, nationalist, misogynist, haters. Get a life, man.
Where's Eric Aronofsky? I don't know. He's out there somewhere in the void. Out there in the ether.
Screw you, Proud Boy.
I mean, I know he has at least, like, a YouTube channel. So... It actually looks like some of his stuff is actually on YouTube now. It says Eric Anarchy topic. Yeah. So he at least has, like, some songs, you know, and shit, but not a lot. This is one of these songs, All Landlords are Parasites, and I think it's the one I can't find either. Yeah. At least on YouTube, it's something I can't find. I mean, maybe if I looked up correctly. Should I dare ask Reddit? That wouldn't go over too well. I mean, I don't know if it would be on the Portland subreddit, but I mean, maybe. I'm getting like videos from like Akeem, like the problem for landlords and rent, and then act.tv, all landlords are parasites. So there's a YouTube channel apparently that is like hardcore about like getting the message out there. But yeah. Alright, time to get this. Oh! Let's just slide that right out of a pocket out of nowhere. Spontaneously just materialize a hard seltzer. Because I'm just kind of gone basic bitch mode, I guess, at this point. But at least it's for a good reason. This shit's actually fucking legitimately good. So. But yeah. White Claw? No, truly. This shit. I mean, it says fruit punch hard seltzer, so. I mean, it's a fruit punch flavored hard seltzer, but it honestly tastes like fruit punch soda with alcohol in it. That's a seltzer. So it's. I mean, these things are legit really fucking good. I don't care for truly. Well, I mean, I never was either until I had these. These are actually good. I'll swear up and down by these fruit punch ones. The fruit punch ones are fucking banging. The other ones, eh. I mean, the strawberry lemonade's okay. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's alright. I like it. I mean, those are the only two that I really like. Apparently they have like a lime version, which it's like, what? Ugh. I mean, it's in an all green can, and honestly, it just, I don't know about that. I mean, it's lime, so, but it's like, so Sprite, but instead of having like a Sprite with alcohol, you know, like with vodka in it, you know, like 7-Up vodka or some shit, you're just like having a hard seltzer that just is lime flavored. It's like, it's kind of lame. So, I mean, I'm not gonna, like, you know, swear by truly the company or whatever the fuck, or seltzers in general, or at least hard seltzers, but at least for this one, though, this shit, they have passion orange guava fruit seltzer. Oh my god. Yes, please. Oh my, dude, I love Pog. Pog is, well, no pun intended, poggers. Pog as fuck, dude. Pog as fuck. Because, goddamn, that just sounds beautiful. They might export it, but I've never seen it. Well, I mean, I'm assuming that you could probably buy it online. Oh, is it just like regular seltzer, or is it like hard seltzer, by the way? Because if it's hard seltzer, I'm going to even be more gung-ho for it. But if it's just regular seltzer, I mean, I'll still try it. But I definitely want to have a hard seltzer version of that. Because that sounds like it'd be pretty good. Honestly, I don't know what started the hard seltzer craze, but it's like, I'm okay with it as long as it tastes good and actually is good quality. You know, as long as it, you know, well, as long as it can at least meet it actually tastes good and isn't really that bad, then I say it passes. And honestly, most hard seltzer at least doesn't even qualify for that. At least so far, there's at least like, maybe for all the hard seltzers out there right now, probably like 4 that I would pass and qualify. Jesse, White Claw started. Don't mess with the claw. Well, the only one that I like out of White Claw is the strawberry flavor. And I think they have a fruit punch one. I know they got black cherry. Those are like the only ones I kind of like. So I guess there's 3 there. This one. And then the strawberry lemonade version of this one as well. And of Truly. And, yeah. Honestly, the rest of it sucks. So, honestly, at the end of the day, I say most of it. Oh, yeah, dude, that White Claw iced tea, that is a good one, too. Yeah, so I guess there's at least, like, 5 or 6 about, but that's, like, considering there's, like, probably 50 or 60 different, like, for every 10 different, like, versions of hard seltzer out there, I only like one of those 10. Very likely. Yeah, so, I mean, all in all, I'm not a fan of hard seltzer, but when I find one that's good, I fucking love it. So, I mean, that's kind of me with it. Either it's a win or it's a fucking just, like, burn this. Like, I refuse. Like, how dare you offer me these things? Unless it's this, yeah, it's like, then please, give me like 8 of these. Actually, don't give me 8 of those. That would be a bad idea. It's already bad enough that those fuckers are, like, potent. Well, they're not potent in alcohol, but they're, I mean, but it gets you because you want to drink it like a soda, because you don't taste alcohol in that at all. That's what makes them a little, like, you might want to be watchful with it. So, yeah, don't give me 8 of those, like, because that would go down like soda. And then by the time it hits me, you know, I'll get up to take a piss, and I'll have like 5 of them already, and then I'll be like, oh. The world starts like, you know, like my FOV starts like, ooh, and I'm just like, whoa, you know, and everything slows down. I'm just like, well, I'm fucking just like that vibe where it's like you're sitting down while you're drinking for the most part, but then out of nowhere, you know, it's like, I need to get up. And, you know, you feel like you're fine because you've had like, you know, I've only had like 4, but I'm alright. And then you stand up and all the blood starts rushing around throughout your body. And then it's like, oh, I feel it now. Oh, I am drunk. You know, it's like, it's that feeling. I mean, it doesn't mean you're outright fucked up necessarily, but it's like, you know, it's kind of the moment of realization of like, alright, you gotta watch yourself now. Because, you know, it's like you literally stood up and elevated yourself to awareness of like, well, I am drunk. So, it's definitely something to at least be eyeful of when that happens. Doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be fucked, but, I mean, it can be if you don't, you know, pay attention to that. I'll be having a good I'll be doing good, Husk Boy. I am. Having a little 6-day week this week, but, you know, other than that, it's good. I mean, if anything, today has actually been a pretty fun, chill day. Mostly just kind of goofing off with some of the coworkers today for the most part. And whenever it was like busy in bursts. Like, it was dead for the most part, and then when people show up, it'd be like 3 or 4 people at a time. But then it would be dead again, so. Luckily, at least because of that, it wasn't really too bad. Stu Coffee, chill out. It's my roommate. Hey! Bro! This is a damn dog, bro. Lamau? What's this? Wouldn't it be nice? CEOs are hugely expensive. Why not automate them? True. If a single role is as expensive as thousands of workers, it surely is a prime candidate for a robot-induced redundancy. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Honestly, like, my department at work has basically been without a manager for, like, fucking months now. And despite that, we're still managing. We're still, you know, kicking around and shit. Barely, but we are. You know, so all in all. I mean, it ain't that bad, you know, like, all things considered, not having a manager. And honestly, if anything, the main reason why things are fucked up is because of a manager, the store director, who is, if anything, you know, running people off more so than anything, because she just wants nothing but fucking production. Like, that's a one fucking thing I always hear, you know, like, hey, what's going on? You guys doing this type of production? It's like, do you see we barely got people that fucking staff this place as it is? Eventually we'll pay for the lipstick on a pig. It's, yeah. This looks like a, well, what? It's not, but okay. Still didn't fix the wages, I would assume. Actually, that's beginning more fuckedy. Like, and honest, like, cause, one of my coworkers was grabbing his check today, and for some reason, his check, wouldn't go through, like, to cash it in. And luckily, he was, they were able to work him out, but, like, for some reason, and it's, like, the first time I heard about this, too, where, like, a check wouldn't, like, go through, you know, and all that shit to cash it in. It's like, what? So that's, suspicious as fuck. So, honestly, like, not only are they not fixing that shit, they're, if anything, probably making it fucking worse. You know, not really with me, but with, like, other people and shit. And frankly, like, I mean, there definitely is just, like, some weird, scummy shit going on with that. And like I said, not just with me. And I've been, you know, saying to some other folks, like, hey, let's just, like, you know, like, get to, you know, the union office, or at least make sure we can, like, be one-on-one, face-to-face with our, you know, the rep, you know, like, individually or otherwise, and actually, you know, get some of the shit investigated. And not just for one person, but for the whole fucking store. And if anything, go around some other stores and investigate that shit, too, because it very likely is happening elsewhere. I mean, because, you know, like you were saying earlier, they probably won't hire a manager to save money at this point. But the thing is, so that we do technically have a manager. And I did see her once, you know, before Thanksgiving, and she said, at least our, like, manager that we're supposed to get said that I'll be around after Thanksgiving. And it's after Thanksgiving, and I haven't seen a hire or a peep of her. So it's just like, do we have a manager? It's like, we basically, as far as I'm concerned, still don't. Though, supposedly, we have one that's eventually going to be coming in, but I don't fucking know. None of us really do. So that's just great. Oh, but make sure you get more production out. It's just like, what? I mean, luckily, there's at least, one of our coworkers who's kind of being, like, our interim manager in a little bit. She and, like, two other people are the one dealing with orders and things like that. And she actually, in the past, had a reporter for her because, our current store director, used to work for another store that, one of our coworkers, worked at. So, they know each other, and if, you know, our store director gets a little too uppity with us and shit, or, you know, hounding on us too much, she'll straight up, like, our other coworkers straight up be like, back off, like, fuck off, we know what we're doing. And she'll leave, and she'll go away and be like, okay. You know, so, yeah, like, I'm kind of glad I got the coworkers that I do, honestly, because it really does kind of help, despite the onslaught of just nonsense, you know, like, being like, hey, at least, you know, we're all trying to look out for each other at the very least, and that's what's most important. It's like, you know, because the last thing we need is our, you know, fellow coworkers, you know, being at each other's throats. Especially if it's over tiny shit. Because honestly, you know, like, for me, I know some people are like, man, I wish, you know, like, he'd, you know, come in at, like, you know, a little better, or blah, 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 and this and that, you know, it's just like, you know, like, and at the same time, a lot of these people like to leave early, or they do the same thing where they show up like an hour or two later, you know, than their scheduled shift at times too as well. You know, I ain't the only one that's done that. And it's just like, I mean, it's not like, you know, some hypocrisy burn, but it's like, I mean, it's more or less just like, I mean, as long as we're here making sure that, you know, we got our shit done and there's at least a game plan of what we're doing for the day, like, you know, we should be okay, as long as there's just communication. That's really the key thing, is just communication. you know, and luckily, you know, we all, at least, you know, our department specifically has been doing that to make sure that we're all holding up and doing our part what we can, but corporate management don't fucking help with that. So honestly, yeah, like automating that would honestly, I feel like, be a lot better. Because then, you know, we as like coworkers and like, you know, and just workers in general in these like, you know, just even on like a store level, could basically input like, hey, you know, here's our production for today, here's what we, you know, and this and that, and input it into like, you know, the managerial computer system or whatever, so it can process that information and then, you know, send that information forward. You know, it's just like, it's like that easily could be a very automated type of thing, and then maybe have a couple of like floor managers that kind of help, you know, have at least some form of leadership a little bit, you know, like within the departments in the stores and stuff, or the warehouses and shit. But they're basically just like elective like leaders basically within the co-workers and shit, where things can actually kind of become more of a, you know, work co-op direct democracy, directly democratized, you know, type of workplace and shit. And in some cases, you know, if that were to be the case, where like a managerial position or like a CEO of a company were to be like kind of an automated type of thing, and just have like more, you know, floor manager level crews and shit, and that's kind of like where about as far as it goes, outside of maybe a very limited administrative crew and shit for the company, then there's a little bit more cohesiveness. There's more, you know, of a stable organization with that, you know, because there's less middleman get in the way of bullshit. You know, most you might have to deal with like a couple administrative dorks, but, you know, beyond that, it's just going to be the people that you know on the floor. You know, and honestly, like in a lot of PICs and a lot of like floor managers, they tend to be, you know, pretty chill, cool people too. In fact, honestly, I'm friends with at least half of or more, you know, at my store, because they're all chill people and they're all pretty cool, and, you know, they pretty much have the same mentality like us with most shit. So, you know, it's mostly just like the corporate managerial shit, like store directors or like any other district dipshits that, you know, come through and, you know, wanting this and that done and all sort of nonsense. So it gets frustrating, but nonetheless, you know, we manage. I mean, honestly, it's just like, if they would quit fucking with like the wage and hour situation a little bit, and, you know, made it a little better when it came to that situation, just laid off on us a little bit when it comes to the departments and the production, and prioritize some other issues, you know, in our departments, it'd be a little better. And that at least would be, you know, less stressful. But, nah. That would mean that work might be fun and relaxing, and, you know, might be able to be very productive if that happens, and we can't have that. You need to be stressed and obedient and, like, you know, running around with your, like, as a chick with a head's cut off there, buddy. It's like, we can't have this, you know, comfortable and actually having, like, you know, a decent time in the workplace. What is this? It's like, what is this, church? Could turn this one up a little bit, honestly. Also, I was just kind of thinking, at least when it just comes to, like, kind of labor and shit. Funny enough, like, after work, me and my coworker talking about, you know, some kind of cool jobs that would be, you know, that, you know, could be, you know, that we could do and stuff, you know, as, like, an opportunity and shit. And both of us, actually, funny enough, said, like, you know, it'd be kind of cool to be on, like, you know, work out in, like, a tarmac or something like that, you know, and shit, like, at an airport. Hey! Hey! Come here. And, because honestly, mainly, the main reason why is just mainly because, like, at least for the most part, not always, but at least for the most part, like, the unions that represent these type of workplaces tend to be pretty decent. Like, they actually are, like, you know, some of the more better unions that are in the country. Not, like, you know, the best or the strongest, but at least, you know, pretty decent. And with that, you know, especially if you were to work on, like, an airport, like, you know, a tarmac or something, that does actually open the door to different possibilities of, like, you know, working on, you know, being like a aircraft mechanic or, you know, aircraft engineering and things like that. You know, like, and that's why, you know, I think it's pretty cool, especially with the with an industry like that, you know, like working on tarmac and stuff, because, you know, if you really do kind of have like some gumption of like, yeah, I kind of want to work on, like, you know, plane maintenance or something, like, you could get into it. Because those, you know, plane maintenance crews, you know, are on the tarmac just as much as you are. You know, they're just doing different shit. So, you know, talking with them and figuring out, you know, the steps in the process, especially since, you know, you're all, for the most part, in the same gigantic-ass workplace because you're at a fucking airport. I mean, you know, that, you know, stuff like that would be very, you know, like, kind of a, I think, you know, pretty cool opportunity if I, you know, were to shoot for it. And it wouldn't be, like, hard for me to get there because the public little transit rail lines go all the way to the airport. And I've actually taken flown back from Portland from San Jose once, but I was visiting my family in Texas last time, and I actually took the red line a little bit to meet my driver somewhere else, just because I kind of wanted to do that. You still have War Thunder? Yeah, but I haven't downloaded or played it in a long time. Can play together. I play on console. Yeah, I know it's cross-platform, but I have it on PC, so my account would be on Steam, so I would re-download it on my PC. But yeah, it's been a while since I played War Thunder. I mean, I still, like, follow up with War Thunder. I still watch, like, War Thunder videos and shit. Not that often, but I still do from time to time. I'll admit I haven't lately. So it's on 2 p.m. Well, fuck it. Any random little news or anything? Nothing? Boo. That's bullshit. There's a bunch of random stuff about the band spree that went on, but I don't care enough. Don't give enough fuck about it. Yeah, there was straight 8 fucking, like, anything for news? Wow, is it seriously a slow news day? Wow, I guess it is. Boo. You know, I might as well see what's actually up with the Measure 114 thing. I haven't checked up on the news on that. I think it's still on a temporary block, so I still think that measure and that law actually isn't even enacted yet. Because I have mags still being shipped to me. Oh yeah, a judge delays Oregon's Measure 114 high-capacity mag ban. Measurement 114. No, like measure, like the Oregon ballot measure. I'm talking about like a legislative thing. Harney County judge halts Measure 114 ban on high-capacity magazine. Well, yay! At least that's, you know, like, at least that's still happening, I guess. Just because, like, so, like, that... Like, I'm willing to be disgruntledly okay with the rest of the shit, but, like, fucking hell, like, I mean... This, like, the high cat mag thing is... just... it's kind of pointless. Oh, there's actually another little thing I was seeing. Oregon's LGBTQ community worries that the law will keep them from obtaining guns. Which is one thing I've been, you know, saying. The guns regulated already? I mean, like to me, like considering the literal threats against trans people and drag queens and, you know, like the LGBT community abroad, like, I mean, I'm more concerned about having them, you know, have community defense and ways to defend themselves at this point. Because there's basically, like, far-right Nazi death squads, you know, trying to fucking, you know, eradicate the queer community. Gun violence isn't the answer. Tell that to the far-right fascists who are trying to do gun violence. Like, the queer community reacted to it and having, you know, and practicing their Second Amendment rights, you know, to defend, you know, as a symbolic way to defend themselves is, you know, like, not gun violence. Far-right fascists are the ones who enact gun violence, not leftists. Like, this is kind of the problem with this thing. Like, the idea that, like, leftists are somehow equal to the far-right fascists who are armed just because, oh, they got a boomstick too. It's bullshit. No, it's, like, ridiculous, and it's comical. Like, if leftists are far more responsible and safe when it comes to firearms, are far less likely to use them and shit than the far-right fascists and shit when it comes to, you know, this, when it comes to, you know, any form of violence when it comes to a fucking gun. Fuck Second Amendment at this point. Well, while it exists, I'm taking advantage of it. Because I'd rather have, you know, I'd rather not be a victim of fucking Nazi anti-LGBT violence. And Measure 114 absolutely will not help disarm the chuds. The police are, like, very friendly with those same motherfuckers. Do you think they're gonna just, like, follow the law? No, they're not. They don't give a fuck about the law. They don't care about, you know, legality and what's, you know, permitted and what isn't. That's the problem. They're trying to regulate people who are absolutely fundamentally against, you know, like, any form of civility and any form of, like, legality when it comes to their way of life. And the only thing that they're willing to see as an answer is bloodshed. That's what they think is the answer. Guns don't mean safety unless their goal is to die in a stupid shootout. Well, that's what the far-right fascists are trying to incite, is shootouts. Like, whenever, you know, like, queer folk that, or different people who happen to be allies and shit, you know, come in and practice their Second Amendment rights and shit and come, you know, equally armed, then no shootout tends to happen. Because whenever they happen to, you know, organize and shit and try to intimidate these drag shows or, like, you know, book showings or whatever the fuck at these gay spaces, and there's, you know, queer folk or different people that, you know, are there defending that space as well, then they tend to back the fuck off pretty quickly. Because, you know, those, you know, because a lot of the far-right judges aren't stupid enough to, you know, shoot first. They want to. And usually they will. Ample safety training. See, like, I want that. Like, I do absolutely believe in and advocate for that. Like, you know, despite, you know, like, my advocacy on this issue, I still believe in that. Because I would want, you know, the LGBT community and, you know, other allies, especially if they're willing to, you know, organize the community defense against these things, you know, to train and to be responsible and be safe. And if there's people that feel like they, you know, might, you know, not necessarily be safe with them, then don't get it. Don't get one. You know, it's like, you know, people that don't want one or probably think they might not, you know, be safe with one, then don't. You know, I definitely will advocate those people to do that. But for those that feel like they, you know, should, do it. Tell them be careful what you wish for. What the fuck do you mean what I wish for? So like what? Do you think I want, and do you think drag queens and trans people want fucking Nazis trying to kill them? And round them up and put them in fucking camps and shit? What, you think this is something I wish for, dude? Fucking, seriously, dude? I don't want it. Frankly, I'd rather, you know, we be in a situation where we don't have to have, like, you know, a community defense against people wanting to shoot, you know, fucking drag queens up and shit. Rather not. But nonetheless, you know, I advocate it because, like, of the risk and shit. You know, that, you know, unfortunately, a lot of queer spaces and a lot of, you know, spaces adjacent to it, you know, tend to be very, you know, like, heavily at risk. Heavily armed cops gonna take shooter because of a system of fucking, you know, corruption within a police system that fucking sucks. You know, there were a bunch of parents who were wanting to grab their guns, you know, to stop the shooter themselves, and the only reason why they couldn't was because of the cops, which I'm sure you know, because those same cops pepper sprayed and arrested and detained a bunch of parents who were trying to run in, and a lot of them had guns on them. Sukov! Hey! Cookie that turned into a shootout could have easily resulted in many more victims. Possibly, sure. But if there was someone who was, you know, very adamantly trained and knew exactly, you know, what, you know, where the shooter was and saw no one around them and shit and took the shot, probably not. But that scenario didn't happen. It would have been easily to take down with a gun. Body armor only works for so long. If you shoot body armor once, that body armor tends to not be very usable after that. Because now you've broken the barrier and the overall defense at that point, because now there's a weak point. And that means that the rest of the armor is more weaker because of that. So it only works to a point. Body armor works when you get shot once or twice. After that, it doesn't really work anymore. And plus, it only protects your chest. Doesn't protect your head. I'm not saying you wish for, but I see a lot of alien agents who love to see for in the same way young men always for combat being part of something bigger than themselves. Well, I mean, I think it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm speaking for him in a sense, but I think I could kind of like get it in a sense. I mean, because in a way, I guess in a sense, partially feel that to a degree, but I guess maybe not to the same level that you're probably referring to. But it's just like, I mean, considering that, especially if you're like, you know, some 21-year-old, like, trans, you know, adult, you know, that's, you know, like, living, I don't know, like, Illinois or some shit, trying to, like, like, try to, like, feel comfortable with your own self, and then, ooh.
That's his.
I know. But, and then also trying to, like, like have enough of a sustainable income to survive on top of, like, you know, with medical treatments and on top of other shit, you know, and not having enough of a, you know, like, safety net, you know, to actually, you know, achieve these type of things, because you basically have to, like, work 2 or 3 jobs, have, like, no time for yourself. It does get fucking alienating, especially if pretty much the only real friends you might have are just, like, you know, some of your own, you know, people within, like, the LGBT community that might be online or something. I mean, it does get alienating, and it does kind of bring a sense of, like, I want to try to, you know, be a part of something that is, you know, kind of bigger than me. I mean, a lot of my labor advocacy is kind of the same way a little bit. I mean, that's why I say I kind of get it. To the perspective, Northern Ireland type situation, USA, you're craving for religion, use the opportunity to live out romance, that's revolution come. Well, I mean, the thing is, if there are people that are, like, straight up, like, going out and fighting with the, like, Ukrainian Foreign Legion, I at least give them respect of actually, like, fighting the fight or shit, or, like, back when, you know, people were volunteering for the YPG or something. at least for those people, I'll give them the, like, all right, they're actually, like, not just, saying they want to be part of something, but they actually kind of went out there and did it a little bit. So it's like, I mean, like I said, I can kind of get it, but, I mean, it's like, it just, for me, it's just like, how do you channel it, really? Because for me, like, like I said, a lot of, that, for me at least, kind of comes at least broadly within labor and the bridge that overlaps with that as well, like when it comes to these other issues. So it's just like, I mean, because like I said, I get it, but I mean, it's just like, how do you channel it, I guess? It's really how to do it. And for me, it's just like, at least when it comes, to bring it to the gun thing again a little bit, like, the only reason why I have a rifle shit is just to, like, shoot targets and maybe get into, like, competition shooting at some point, It's like, that's the main reason why I have it, like, because it's fun. It's fun shooting some, steel targets and some cans and shit. Like, that's fun. It's just like, I mean, that's primarily the main reason for it. It's like, because I want to do stuff like that. It's fun. It's just like, whatever. A lot of people feel that way. And I know plenty of people that, just maybe want one or two just to do shit like that, and, maybe, the whole, like, oh, I want some for home defense a little bit, which I guess I do. I got a 12 gauge for that, I guess, but, it's just like, these type of things are just like, for me, something entirely. But if it's like, if I know there's a group of fucking people that are like, people like you and, allies to this, group of people that we want to scapegoat as utter demons and groomers and pedophiles and degenerates and utmost evil that needs to be destroyed, killed, and eradicated, then, like, when push comes to shove, I'm going to fight, I'm going to fight that, because, like, I ain't gonna, at least for me especially, like, when push comes to shove, I don't stand for that type of shit, because it's just fucking vile cretin shit. And if they're gonna go out of the way to try to cause fucking mass violence and shit, then there needs to be, a form of line of defense to stop that. Because obviously you can't rely on the fucking cops. It's just like, and not everybody who's unarmed is gonna be able to, get the gain up on a fucking shooter and shit, because not everyone's gonna be some fat schlubby fuck like Aldrich. Some of them might be kind of trained. And, some, just a couple, just maybe because one or two people are able to, like, get up on them, doesn't mean that, the next shooter might know some shit. And that's kind of the scarier fucking thing. I mean, so it's just like, and that's why at least, different forms of personal and self-defense, should be encouraged. And I'm saying self-defense because it's, a broad thing. I mean, that involves various different, like, hand-to-hand self-defense, gun disarmament, defense and shit, like pepper spray, batons, it involves all sorts of things. And, and maybe even including, firearm and shit, but that's obviously not the only thing that goes into it, like I said. There's plenty of other ways, to do so. Including, honestly, being able to, defend people's lives and shit if they're already injured, because there's different organizations and different things out there readily available for, people to look up and get into, like, Stop the Bleed. That's an organization when it comes to, threatening, bleeding out type of injuries and shit, including gunshots. You would, they have information and things where you can get some knowledge on how to stop those, hence Stop the Bleed. To be able to potentially have someone who might, without medical treatment right then and there, at least, might be able to actually survive because they at least got a little bit of something to help them not bleed out so quickly and be able to actually maybe have their life saved. So it's just like, I mean, it's more than just like having, some people being there to at least, like, if someone, if like a fucking group of these fucking Nazis and shit starts blasting and shit, having some people to at least blast back. That's not all of it. In fact, that's not even, close to all of it. Unfortunately, considering the fucking violent and utter terroristic fucking threat that these fuckers face, I mean, it's not as simple as being like, oh, don't stoop down and live. It's like, I mean, because none of it is. It fundamentally isn't, but, I mean, we gotta be fucking real with it. Like, I mean, because if not, then they're just gonna walk all the fuck over you, and more people will just straight up be fucking slaughtered. Because legislation, direct action, and just, thought and prayers ain't gonna fucking help it. Like, laws don't fix, shit like this, unfortunately, because if so, we wouldn't have such a fucking virulent fucking Nazi problem at this point, wouldn't we? So I have a schmotion, you know, I've tried a gunshot wound. Well, like I said, unfortunately, you know, at least when it comes to, like, the LGBT community, a lot of us need to. Because we're kind of target number one for motherfuckers like this. Who don't give a rat's ass. Who push and pass these laws and are supposed to supposedly enforce them, and hence why they don't do shit. Because, like I said, if not, we wouldn't have such a far-right militant fucking extremist problem, and fascists, you know, inciting violence and terrorism and death threats like Chika cunt fuck, you know, whatever her name is, on Lives of TikTok, and Matt Walsh and all these other cretinous fucking animals. The local Antifa battalion. Yeah, because, like, you know, tomorrow I'm gonna be sent out to the front lines, yo. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I got my jackets. I got, you know, Max. I'm ready to go, bro. Let's go. Send me to the front. I mean, that's not like how it is and shit. I mean, realistically, like, you know, when these type of things happen, usually the worst that happens is a lot of verbal altercations and a bunch of fucking Nazis doing Sieg Heils and all this other shit, and they go about their fucking day. You know, thinking they won because they, you know, flex their tiny ass little stupid dick. Stop making churches tax exempt. I mean, when it comes to the far-right extremism, you gotta do a lot fucking more than that. But banning private militias, I think at least is a start for sure. Purge chuds from ranks of cops, I mean, that's gonna take a long fucking time. And, I mean, to have, like, a program and a, like, because that's gonna be, like, I mean, you can't just necessarily purge, you know, the chuds from the cops, because that whole far-right chud system is still there. Like, it's gonna take a little more than just that, but, I mean, I assuming you kind of broadly mean that anyway. But that's, either way, it's gonna take a long time, you know, regardless. To regulate accounts, well, yeah, like, I mean, you know, this, like I said, despite, you know, my, you know, like, takes with these, like, I still agree with that, you know, just saying. You know, so it's not like I'm against that. You know, enforce stop making churches tax exempt. I mean, well, no shit. Like, and honestly, and stop having religious exemptions too. Add that to it. Like, this whole, like, religious exemption that gets, you know, like, with this whole codified gay marriage bullshit that was passed through the, you know, for Congress or whatever the fuck. It's just like, that really isn't when you have a religious exemption tied to it. Because churches could still be bigoted fucks and deny marriages and stuff, because at that point you basically just, like, enforce the status quo. It's like, good job, you fuck. It's like, that isn't codifying gay marriage to its fullest extent, because there's religious exemption, and considering there's a lot of religious bigoted fucks, you know, that exist in this country that basically want to eradicate gay people and shit, like, yeah, oh, great, codify that gay marriage real good, didn't ya? Give me a break. And don't you bet, like, because I guarantee you, they're going to be using that religious exemption rule to push that outside of their churches too, and use some legal wiggle room to try to, like, be like, oh, you know, I'm very religious, and even though I'm part of this, like, secular, like, you know, job position or some shit, I'm still gonna deny you your marriage, and they're gonna, like, fight it just like that weird cunt, you know, back in 2013, deny a gay couple a fucking wedding cake. I forgot what her dumb bitch ass name was, but, you know, they're gonna still do this type of shit. Attack synagogues too. I mean, they're a part of churches as far as I'm concerned. Like, churches, mosques, synagogue, like, anything that's considered a religious, like, building, like Church of Science, all these places, all of them. You know, like, seriously. Like, anything that's considered, like, a religious house of worship, synagogues, Church of Science, anything that's considered, like, a religious organization. You missed a joke. Well, I'm a little, like, you know, not, like, heated, but, you know, I'm a little impassioned with the issues, I guess you could say. You know, so, and also, you know, I'm having one of these. But, they'd use financial loopholes to avoid them. Well, but I see what you're doing there. And shit libs ate it all, treating LGBTQ people as second-class citizens to somehow win. Yeah, exactly. And this is why, and honestly, you know, liberals enable a lot of this far-right extremist shit. I mean, that's why the whole quote, cut a liberal, a fascist bleeds exists, is because of shit like this. And also why songs, Love Me, I'm a Liberal, exist as well. Because, well, liberal, like, pretty much, like, unless you are a liberal, pretty much like anyone on the political spectrum does not like liberals. Like, I mean, obviously people on the right don't, people on the left usually don't, for the most part, and, like, libertarians don't, like, no one does. Like, no one likes liberals. Most of them are just, like, fence righties, centrists, enabling, fucking, like, weird NIMBY yuppie fucks. Like, no one likes them. These people believe it's they're eager to kill pedophiles. And why do you think, you know, I'm very adamant about the whole self-defense and community defense and things like this? Because they're tying pedophilia to queer folks and people like me. Because, I mean, I might not look like it, but, you know, if I, you know, became just a little bit more queer looking and got more flamboyant, wearing some rainbow shit and some other stuff or whatever the fuck, you know, maybe, you know, putting on some, like, you know, some eyeliner to kind of make my eyes pop or some shit, like, I mean, like, there'd definitely be some trolls every now and then be like, groomer, and all sort of shit. I mean, because, I mean, some of these smaller streamers I watch, like Demon Mama or, like, Keffels and, you know, people like, and these folks and shit, like, I mean, they get it and shit. Like, I've seen it when I've been watching their live streams. I'll see them in their live chats being like, oh, huh, you know, definitely, you know, gonna be watching you there, groomer, and all this other bullshit. So, you know, long overdue reform. I mean, yeah. I mean, while the laws are on the books as they are, I will take advantage of, you know, those said laws, including the amendments, saying, while they exist as they are, you know, I'm going to take advantage of them. I mean, I still want them changed. I mean, at the end of the day, I could give a fuck about the Constitution, but, I mean, you know, and the current laws really as they stand in this fucking country, but, hey, you know, I'll take advantage of them while they exist. See, that's my little loophole, thanks. I vehemently oppose shit and never be a hypocrite. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's being a hypocrite. Advocating for change of the laws and shit, and, you know, still, you know, in a sense, abiding by, you know, what, you know, is, you know, in the law of legality and shit, isn't really, like, in my mind, necessarily being a hypocrite. In my mind, it'd be a hypocrite if that shit was to change and then suddenly your tune were to flip. Like, let's say, you know, like, obviously it's like, yeah, I want the Second Amendment to be changed and amended and stuff like that, and then there's an actual proposal to do so in a nuanced, you know, way that kind of expands, you know, for a more modernized, you know, perspective and this and that and shit, and all of a sudden that person's like, what? Like, that would, to me, be where the hypocrisy would hit. You know, but because, yeah, I like to see, you know, at least for me, for example, I like to see, you know, Second Amendment changed and amended and stuff like that, and if it were to happen, you know, I'd be in favor of it, you know, but either way, doesn't necessarily need to be changed with just any proper regulations, but, I mean, you know how a lot of conservatives use the Second Amendment as, like, their rebuttal to regulation in the first place. I mean, that's kind of why I think, you know, it should be changed at least a little bit, so there's more nuance to the whole point of what regulation is, like, you know, and expand on that a little bit. You know, you know, just, like, one or two little amendments to it, you know, to be like, hey, this is what we mean by regulation, and here's, like, at least, you know, the basic, you know, right, as an individual, you know, when it comes to the ownership of firearms, but here's this very specific caveats, you know, that can potentially, you know, disqualify you and stuff like, you know, these type of things. Their takes are hella cringe. I agree. Their takes are, yes, indeed, hella cringe. But I'm just saying, if you were to at least change the Constitution, you know, at least specifically for, you know, this context of the argument, the Second Amendment, at least in this case, you know, you suddenly give them one less argument. Like, they might bitch and moan and be like, you know, it's like, nah, you actually fucking, you know, unlawfully changed it. But they might still make an argument with it, you know, and just, like, be whiny as fuck about it, but I mean, you, at that point, at least, you know, solidify what argument that they can't use anymore. As much as they will bitch about it and still try to use it. I mean, so, It's one less argument for them to use, basically. Making it more specific would be great, but unrealistic. I don't necessarily know about unrealistic, but, like, unlikely, yeah. Like, I don't think it's likely right now. But I wouldn't say it's outright unrealistic. Because it has to be, like, what, 2/3 majority or something like that in the Congress or in states? Or is it both? Or is it at least one or the other? I think it's at least one or the other. But, I don't know. I mean, I don't see it being unrealistic, but I don't necessarily see it likely. It's not something that I would see happening, anytime soon. It's both? Oh, both? Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not unrealistic, but it's not likely. It's honestly very unlikely, but I wouldn't necessarily say unrealistic. Because there would definitely be a decent amount of states that I think would be in favor of that, and I think a decent chunk of, Congress that would as well. But it would depend on, how, the whole argument would shift, basically, at that point. Right now, I think, some more immediate issues definitely need to be addressed and shit like that. But, at least for, this point, it's just at least until things change, it's definitely not exactly possible. If you consider it a standard 30-round magazine for an AK, high capacity, then yes, I guess I am. But, okay. I think he already knows that, probably. And the only reason why I am is because of 114. I'd be buying a dust cover and probably calling it good at that. Maybe have bought maybe 2 more mags and then call it good, for quite a while before I, bought some more. But no, so now so I'm stocking up. They're still legal to own. You just can't basically do anything with them. It's you have to somehow basically spontaneously, have them at the shooting range and materialize it there somehow, because you can't, travel from them. You can't, you can't really do anything with them, but you can still have them. You could still, technically shoot with them and stuff, but they're strictly either in your home or your property or the shooting range, essentially. And, it's but you can't have it in your vehicle. We can't, so how the fuck do you get there? That's why it's basically literally a ban on it, because it's just outright and shit. It's just because you technically, if you already have them, before the law is actually officially enacted, they're grandfathered in. You can still have them, but you just literally can't do anything with them. And so it's just what the fuck? Guarantee you these drag queen story hour events are going to turn into shit show bloodbath. Club Q already happened. We already fucking know this. This is why I'd rather them not, and rather at least have a form of community defense to stop that before it either happens or minimize it, when these fuckers try to do it. It's because I'd rather that not happen. And I'm basically really just kind of fundamentally saying any means necessary to try to minimize that. Obviously not with aggressive force. I'm not saying we need to try to find these motherfuckers or whatever. I'm not, because I ain't trying to stoop to their fucking level. I just want people not. I just want people to not, die. Community defense will only cost shit as if heavily armed is meaning heavily armed. Only if, far-right fascists continue to escalate shit. But people, when it comes to people on the left and people doing community defense, they're not looking to fucking, pull the trigger. Because, they're just wanting to be hey, fuck off and get out of here. Go away. Shoot. Get out of here if your fucking dumbass gun and your dumbass little insecure little bitch ass. Fuck off. That's what, that's kind of the point. Because, you can, say that to them, without any guns and shit, but they can, you know, bash you in the head with their butt stock and shit and, you know, do some more assault with you. But if you're just sitting there, you know, just holding that, just being like, fuck off, what are they going to do to you? You know, because as soon as they do this and start shooting, then they're going to be the ones fucking liable with it, and all those motherfuckers are going to be the ones who are going to, you know, see the fucking, you know, book of the law, not the people, you know, defending themselves. Target arrest, use direct battle initiative change laws. I mean, I don't disagree with any of those things for sure. But if you target and / harass the extremists inciting that shit, especially directly, like I said, they're armed to the teeth and are looking to, you know, kill, basically. I mean, doing that can also come with some severe consequences. So even with that, it's better to be safe than sorry. Just saying. Obviously not looking to use it there, but if they, you know, if one of them starts being like, you know, fuck you, and starts, you know, pulling theirs out, then, like, I'd rather not die, thank you. Like, in running isn't exact, you know, it's like, unless you have a corner right there and you just turn the corner really quickly or some shit, or have cover to get to, just running straight back, you know, away from them, I mean, they're just gonna do this and just start blasting. Should I see more severe consequence? What's worse, running away and getting shot in the back of the head, or at least being able to defend yourself and potentially survive another day and at least, you know, living? Because I'd rather at least, you know, have the potential of living instead of just, you know, running away and getting blasted anyway. It's kind of the whole idea of, like, you know, how would you rather, like, die? On your knees or standing and, you know, basically. Some folks shoot up. Nobody, no one's advocating for that, by the way. Like, I ain't saying I want to either, or want to be in one in the first place. Like, I mean, it's just like, because that's not the whole point of it. There's been plenty of times where, you know, these different, you know, LGBT events have happened, and have had armed people with them to defend them, and then these armed, you know, fascists, you know, come up and try to intimidate and protest there, but, you know, basically are left to basically be like, you know, half a block away and shit, because these people are just sitting there, you know, just with their ARs and their rifles and stuff, just sitting there, just like, hey, fuck off and keep your distance, you're not allowed here, because we know what you're about, we know what you want to do. And they just sit there, and they just, you know, they keep their distance, and they have a perimeter that they stick to, and they just sit there. And nothing comes from that shit, outside of some, you know, verbal back and forth here and there, and then they fuck off. You know, it's just like, just because, like, you know, armed meets armed doesn't necessarily always lead to a straight fucking shootout, like some crazy Wild West, like, gunslinger shit. Like, the far right are definitely more likely to do that type of shit, but the left sure ain't. Because we just want them to go away. We don't want them around. Like, we don't want them to be inciting this shit. Because if not, there wouldn't be a need to feel this way. I mean, I'd just be glad that we, you know, live in an area that's more safer. But even Oregon has had problems with this. I mean, even some substations, you know, here have been fucking, you know, attacked. You know, just like in Moore County in Carolina. I'm pretty sure North Carolina. If I'm actually not running. Well, yeah, that'd be my first, you know, thing to do, too. To, like, you know, get people around me and myself to safety and make sure that no one's injured. Like, that would be my first, you know, instinct when it comes to something like that. You know, I've, like, thought about it a little bit. It's like, alright, if something were to truly happen like that, what should be my first priority? Make sure people are safe and get people to safety. That should be, you know, I think everybody's type of, like, first priority. Some disorganized left wing. Well, it's the idea that the left wing is disorganized, I mean, at least when it comes to the queer community at this point, is kind of silly. Like, the queer community is getting organized with this, just saying. Like, there are elements of the left wing that are getting organized. All of it? No. But at least some of it is. I wouldn't necessarily, you know, say that, like, some that are not left, like, no. They're, like, the ones that are coming to these, like, you know, queer events to defend them and shit are definitely, you know, part of organized groups. Like, this isn't, like, some random ragtag group of people that just randomly show up. Like, some of this shit in Portland? Yeah. That type of shit is disorganized, you know, ragtag, you know, lefties and shit. But, like, at least, you know, different, you know, elements of the left, like, I think there's a group called, Veterans, for Drag Queens, or, like, Veterans, for Trans, something like that. It's, like, basically, like, Veterans for the LGBT or something like that. But they're basically a group of veterans that get together and, you know, show up with some of their gear, including, you know, their, you know, rifle and shit, and come to partake and basically be like, kind of a line of defense for, you know, the queer community and shit. But, I mean, not necessarily all of them do, but a lot of them show up and, you know, use a lot of their expertise to kind of help, you know, be like a line of defense, you know, when it comes to, you know, protecting queer spaces and shit. And, you know, a lot of them have been showing up to a lot of these places because, you know, they are, you know, professionals when it comes to dealing with, you know, potential immediate threats, which I am definitely an advocate for. Like, I mean, veterans, you know, organizing, getting together to, you know, kind of be like a, you know, form of, like, defense and ability to kind of help kind of bring some organization to these things, you know, it needs to be welcomed, honestly, from the left. Because I know there are, you know, some elements of the left that are so anti-military industrial complex that they even view veterans in disdain. And it's like, no, I mean, it's like, there's a lot of veterans that would love to, like, you know, like, help out, because a lot of them are leftists themselves. Some of them are LGBT themselves and shit. Like, extremism, do you fucking escalate? I mean, that's, you know, at the end of the day, all I, you know, would want. But there needs to be also some, like, immediate, you know, reaction to these things as well. Smart reaction to it, but nonetheless an immediate reaction to these things. Because unfortunately, cops aren't exactly going to be helping. Local law enforcement shit ain't going to help. The FBI barely does fuck all. So it's just like, you know, essentially, especially when it comes to government, like, in a lot of ways, we are kind of on our own. Like, you know, at least, you know, when it comes to most of this type of shit. On the local level, depending on where you live, yeah, you might, you know, be able to have, like, local legislators be able to, like, you know, help and get shit done. But that just all depends on where you live. Right. Just because I said, you know, we need to, like, have an immediate reaction to these things doesn't necessarily mean reactionary, because I said smartly. Like, when it comes to, like, you know, having, you know, a, you know, defense and, you know, advocating, you know, a sense of, like, being able to learn how to, you know, like learn it in a situation of, like, all right, how do I get people to safety? How do I, like, you know, what type of self-defense should I learn? And this and that, like, these are part of, like, how, you know, like, these are part of, like, smart ways of how to, like, you know, deal with, you know, and address, you know, situations when these type of things, you know, happen. Armed conflict isn't smart. Well, you're not going to be able to rationalize that with the fucking far right. And like I said, you know, it's like, as much as, like, you know, laws need to be changed about this shit, it ain't going to fix all of it, because these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about any of that. They're most adamantly and fervently willing to break that law and shit just to enforce whatever fucking crazy ass, you know, psychopathic fascist doctrine that they want to push. So, you know, it's kind of hard to try to, like, you know, like, rationally and logically fucking, you know, react to that when they are irrational and fucking froth-mouthed as they are. Then left statistically, which is why, you know, I'm kind of an advocate of making sure that, you know, some leftists probably do that. I know you don't like that, but, I mean, it's just kind of the truth. I mean, there's just like more and more leftists these days, you know, that are, you know, like legitimately at this point starting to advocate this type of thing, because it's just becoming more of a, you know, like reality that, you know, it kind of needs to start being encouraged. Like there's like, I mean, also, I can go down at least like a very simple list, at least of some big names that, you know, push for this type of shit. I think pretty much like every you know, more known streamer lefty that I'm aware of, you know, pretty much advocates this at this point. Like TJ, Vosh, Dima Mama, Xander Hall, Keffels, fucking the Human Support at this point. Even the fucking Mike Figueredo from the Human Support is advocating this. You know, so it's just like, I mean, like, there's more and more leftists that are kind of seeing the need to at least have some form of a buffer of this type of shit. The Brandon Herrera brings our audience. Well, fuck Brandon Herrera. Like I could give a fuck. Like, I mean, if he's willing to incite more of this type of shit by, you know, like, making some weird gun meme review bullshit over it, then fuck him. I could care less. Like, he already had that fucking little shitbag Kyle Rathouse on his fucking channel, so I'm pretty much done with him anyway. Look at my reason over us, but I understand it's people like this you're trying to reason with. Yeah. This bitch doesn't give a fuck. She wants death. If she can, like, you know, and I guarantee you, she's got guns herself. She's openly said, like, oh, I could do January 6th better if I was leading it. And she's a congresswoman. Like, we let these people make laws in this country. That's also kind of another problem with the, you know, trying to push laws and shit, because these people are, you know, what we have to compromise with when it comes to legislation. I wouldn't do it well either, but still. Well, I mean, it's not about trying to, like, do well or trying to, like, you know, form a militia or some shit. It's just about, like, I mean, because honestly what she advocates is, like, you know, to be, you know, safe and responsible, and she's also said, like, hey, if you feel like, you know, you're not necessarily mentally fit or anything like that, then I wouldn't, this you know, conversation about, you know, firearm ownership is not for you. Like, she's, you know, has caveated, like, you know, about, like, hey, you know, if you feel like you shouldn't have one, don't, you know, like, please don't do that. Like, you know, so, and she's also very adamant about, like, hey, you know, find, like, you know, local gun club that's doing training and stuff like that, you know, go into, like, you know, some marksman competition stuff, like, you know, just be safe, responsible, and, you know, learn it, you know, and stuff like that. Like, she's very adamant about that type of stuff. Does that mean that, oh, we're going to be able to, like, have, like, you know, farewell and these type of things? Not necessarily, but that's not really the point. The point is at least having, like, you know, really just a better chance of survival at this point. I mean, because, like, you know, if you got literally fuck all and they're all armed to the fucking teeth and just slaughtering all of you, and it's like, I mean, and some of you try to run up on them and shit, I mean, it's like, you might be able to get the, you know, one up a couple times, but that ain't gonna work every fucking time. That's kind of the point. Because these people are not reasonable. They're not, you know, they can't be reasoned with. And even then, it's like, if you get the law to crack down on them, they're gonna try to fucking literally have a shootout with those motherfuckers, too. Like, there's, you know, instances like with Ruby Ridge or Waco and shit that have happened. Well, I mean, the government has fucked up in those cases, too, frankly. And they definitely have, you know, fucking faults, you know, to answer for that shit still. I mean, it's just like, I mean, a lot of cases of why they were there in the first place, you know, is kind of, you know, part of what I'm talking about. Because, I mean, both the Branch Davidians and the groups of at Ruby Ridge, which, funny enough, they're also kind of tangentially connected a little bit. But nonetheless, like, you know, these, you know, like the main reason why was because there were a lot of what the people at Ruby Ridge were doing were a lot of gun smuggling and shit to far-right Nazis and extremists in enclaves throughout Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, because they were based off in Idaho. in one of the most secluded parts of it, like in that tiny little slip, like in north. And, you know, and it led, you know, to, you know, straight out, like, fucking bloodbath, more so on the federal government's part, frankly, but nonetheless. Muscle memory exercise training most people's front of the lock-up freeze, gun hand like deer in headlights. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the reason why, like, obviously, you know, like, trying to at least, you know, like, train, you know, for, like, high tense situations and stuff, you know, can be important, but, like, obviously, when shit hits the fan, you'd, like, you know, you at that point, you don't know how you're gonna react. I mean, fuck, I wouldn't even know, you know? Like, I mean, you know, it's like, at the end of the day, no one knows. I mean, and that's kind of, in a way, you know, more kind of fearful thing in a sense, but I mean, it's actually, I just kind of watched a video recently of this guy that's a veteran that actually was kind of talking about, like, when it comes to high tense situations, you know, and shit, at least when it more specifically came to, like, combat center, and there's an acronym that was kind of taught, and it was called CAR, and it was basically calmness, assertion, and relaxation, and basically essentially, like, the whole premise is calmness, like being able to stay calm in, you know, a situation where shit's, well, hitting the fan, you know, and basically, like, you know, like, having, you know, an ability of, like, you know, being able to be calm and, you know, and also confident as well, to be able to just be like, all right, you know, like, you know, even though shit's, you know, going crazy and shit, you know, there's probably someone, like, bleeding out here and stuff, I'm at least gonna be able to be like, hey, you know, try to stop that person bleeding, do this, and, you know, like, at least have some form of, like, a calm confidence, essentially, and, you know, to kind of help, you know, get people to safety, you know, help potentially save a life and shit, these type of things, you know, and be able to kind of, like, you know, take a role of, you know, leadership almost, you know, in that type of situation. And then there's assertiveness, which is basically, you know, kind of a part of the whole confidence part, where it is that if you at least have a basic idea of, like, hey, you know, I know this person needs some help, and, like, hey, who's the doctor? You. Person needs treatment now, here, you know, it's like, this person has, like, you know, wound on their chest or this or that, you know, having, like, an assertive confidence, you know, to be able to, like, help, you know, get people that might not know sure what the fuck to do, to kind of get an idea, you know, of doing something, you know, whether to get themselves or some other people's safety, or helping some other people, whatever, you know. And then there's relaxation, to try to, you know, not just for yourself, but to have other people relax, and, you know, that kind of plays into the element of confidence, as people can kind of see that, hey, there's kind of people that are calm and in charge a little bit, and kind of getting people, you know, together, you know, and shit. It kind of helps other people too kind of relax a little bit, and also kind of get themselves calm. And, you know, and when it comes to that type of shit, I do think, you know, even, like, for him, obviously, it's more for a combat example, but I think it can go outside of that, though. Like, when it comes to a tense, you know, situation like a protest, or one of these, you know, like a drag event that might have a tense standoff or some shit, or whatever the fuck, you know, being able to, essentially, you know, like, have a sense of, like, hey, you know, if shit's fan and people don't know what to do, you know, at least I might have, you know, an ability to help kind of, you know, get people together to do things a little bit. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be like some Superman hero or some shit, or be like, you know, like the commander in the moment or some shit, but at least, you know, can get even at least a veneer of, like, hey, you know, this person kind of knows what they're doing a little bit, and, you know, I can kind of trust them to help, you know, make sure I get out, you know, in a tense situation. So, I mean, like, and I think, you know, that, you know, being able to try to learn that a little bit, you know, it can be important too. No silver us for the same reason I don't class horse for fun. Yeah, I mean, same reason why I, you know, do. Hey, Dave, Blair, was it worth it? Oh, I'm sure it was for them, because they get fat paychecks. I mean, it's like, I get it. And, like, I mean, you know, I do get, like, not just the standoffishness, but, like, the disagreement, you know, to the position. But, like, I mean, Dave Chappelle and I'm assuming Blair White. But, anyway, but, like, I mean, I do, you know, get it. Because, like, I mean, would I rather it be, you know, for me, like, a circumstance where these, you know, type of people aren't, like, itchy trigger figured and willing to fucking, like, you know, Dave Rubin. Okay, well, Blair White, no, you meant Rubin. Well, there's two Daves I'm thinking of, you know, that I could think of, honestly. But, yeah, I guess Rubin, yeah, but... Well, yeah, but for them, yeah, either way, yes, it is still worth it because they make fat fucking paychecks. But either way, but, like... I understand, like, you know, because, yeah, I don't like the idea of, you know, necessarily of having to, you know, have people at, like, queer spaces or, like, you know, gay bars and shit like that, you know, having, like, you know, armed security, but it's just, like, I mean, I understand the reality, I know how a lot of these motherfuckers think when it comes to the far right, and it doesn't matter how many people you have on a counter protest and shit. If they got enough of those these motherfuckers don't care. They're irrational, and you can't fight irrationality with rationality. I mean, that doesn't mean you be irrational, but it means that, like, when it comes to, like, how they fucking operate, you can't just, like, convince them, like, oh no, put down your weapon, like, stop that. It's like, you know, like, like, they don't listen to that. They might listen to a bat over their head, but if they got a big fucking gun, good luck putting the bat over their head. How did a stream called Fruity McTooty turn into a gun stream? I don't know. I was talking about some other stuff earlier, like of work and shit, and now we're, yeah, I mean, now we're just in this little topic, I guess. That's just how the wind blows, I guess. I don't know. Talked about Bill 114. Well, oh yeah, I guess I kind of brought it up a little bit, because I was like, there's not much on YouTube for, like, news-wise, so I'm like, you know, what's on the news, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I haven't heard much on that, you know, yeah, okay, well, I mean, either way, that's still how kind of the wind blows a little bit, you know, it's just kind of naturally progressed into that, I guess. Rose, where do you stand on Love's First Mass? I mean, honestly, I feel like Rose is probably, I mean, because he was on here earlier, when, you know, we were kind of talking about this a little bit tangentially, and he kind of, I kind of have a feeling and a little assumption he might agree with me. Oh my god. Oh my god, is this like a little 22? Okay. Alright, that, like, this is either airsoft, because I've seen a lot of airsoft guns that look like this lately. I don't know why, like, this, like, 22 LR pistol design is very popular in airsoft. I feel like this might be airsoft. But, I don't know, like, goddamn, I kind of love it, though. That's, I mean, see, they can be fun. That's Silence 22. Well, like I said, I also follow some airsoft too occasionally, and every now and then I've seen a lot of airsoft guns that people have been having lately that look like that, which I think it might just be a new thing. That's Silence 22 from Fallout New Vegas. I know what it is. It's just a very fruity version of it. I like it. Oh, but the gun literally says bang. Yeah, you pull the trigger and it's just a little flag that goes bang. You sure to get the right mag for it? Yeah, a literal banana clip. You know they make AK mags literally with the Chiquita on it. Oh my god, that's the same fucking PLU code as... Oh my god, they literally have that for everything. That is true. They do have those PLU codes on all produce. Oh my god. That's the exact same PLU code that we... Dude, they use the same... that is true. Wow. That actually makes sense because it streamlines everything. Yeah, so you don't have to have, like, different stickers with different codes on it, depending on what fucking store or place you put it in. So, nice. It's nice to feel validated about, like, you know, that type of shit. That's how Monkey will steal banana from TJ again. Yeah, TJ buys, like, a shotgun that can take magazines in it, and they're all literally shaped like bananas, and Monkey comes in, it's like, TJ, I need all banana. It's like, I don't have any more bananas. It's like, but I see banana mag there, though. That also work out banana. It's like, God damn it. Alright, Monkey, I'll give you all your banana. Gets foiled every time. We haven't seen Monkey, you know, foil TJ in a while. He needs to come back and, you know, see if he can scam TJ again of all of his banana. See, now we kind of veered away from the gun stream now, or from the gun topic now. Now we're off on TJ getting scammed out of his bananas. Did you want to watch that rap? Dude, not tonight. There ain't no way. Dude, I'm not prepared for that. Like, I got some alcohol and I got a lot of weed right now, but dude, I'm still not like. Dude, you just made me remember that, bro. Like, oh my god. See, I'm not mentally ready for that yet. That, like... yeah, I'm not mentally ready for that. I mean, fuck. Yeah, there's no way I could watch the Rap City Street Kids thing. Like, not right now. Like... I know my next day off, at least, hopefully, is Tuesday. And, I might do it Monday night, maybe, but if not, it will certainly be very soon, because I don't know if I can handle the Rap City Street Kids, dude. That shit was, like, I really don't, like, I know it's only, like, 40 minutes, but... Fuck, dude, that's gonna be like 3 hours in my mind, and that's gonna be straight torture. Like, I don't know. You need to do some Tai Chi, monk meditation, and mentally. But dude, I do. I seriously need to. Like, just like levitating, just like, just find like my inner self and just like, you know, prepare myself, dude. Like, there ain't no way. I don't know if I can handle it. Honestly, I've seen some bad animations, like, that I've been on places like Fur Affinity and E621, and there are some god-awful, horrible, just depraved, weird-ass animations there. And some of them just, I don't even want to bother trying to explain. But, like, that Rap City Street Kids, like, Santa Claus thing, or whatever the fuck, that shit, like... is so much more worse than anything I've ever seen. The Green Misty Sky is basically at least on the level of Food Fight, essentially. You know, and I don't know if you know the Green Misty Sky, but that movie and animation, oh man. God, that is bad. I mean, I'm gonna try to see if I can remember the premise. It's basically like, heard of, not seen. Oh, dude, man, this is why I wish that Vimeo wasn't a scammy, fucking shitty platform. Like, because honestly, like, it was on Vimeo. That's where the movie commentary was. But that's the only place that it was on. And, because I think it was an Amazon movie. That was why. And TJ found it and watched it, and he wanted to expose Paul and Scotty to it, and that's how the movie commentary happened. And honestly, it was my favorite movie commentary because, like, it's kind of hard to explain a little bit because it is like, it's kind of beautiful almost. Like, I mean, it's so bad it's good. Like, that's kind of how I view it. Like, it's a guilty pleasure of mine to watch. Do you like Chihuahuas? I mean, not like, I mean, I guess. I mean, not really, but, I mean, I don't mind them. Just a fat Mexican Chihuahua, just a fat chunk boy of a Chihuahua. Just got a chunk boy. Chunky chunk boy. Oh, oh my god. Tried to hop up on the stairs, but he couldn't. Aw, poor puppy. I like them when they aren't anywhere near me. Like my strange children. I mean, like, what were Chihuahuas even meant to be bred for anyway? Like, rat hunting? Because they look more like rats than dogs anyway. So it's like they kind of had like a symbiotic relationship with the rat more so than anything else. And honestly, like, one thing I kind of wonder and don't get is how Zukov has Pomeranian Dachshund in him. As lapdogs, basically. So, they have no purpose in life. They're bred to be pets, not working dogs. So, they're bourgeois. So, they're the bourgeois class of animals of the dog world. They're the bourgeois of the dog world. See, my dog is a working class dog. He's got like that German Shepherd in him. That's a working dog. You got Border Collie in him. That's a working dog. The American Bully in him. That's a working dog. You know, it's got fucking Pomeranian. I'm pretty sure that's a working dog. That more or less probably is more just a pet dog. It's got Dachshund in him. I know those, I think, can be working dogs too, so I think they're like rodent hunters and shit like that. And he's got, like, all sorts of other shit in him. So, it's just, like, I mean, you know, like, this boy's got a lot of that working class, you know, genes in him. My boy's a working class dog. He's a leftist dog. Last I had Chihuahuas, the Conquistadors had Pyrenees mountain dogs. Well, I guess that's the only thing the Conquistadors had for them. They had working class dogs. They had the dog of the working class, a mountain dog. The Mountain Deer working dog. The only thing they had going for them. Wow, awesome. Good job, Conquistadors. The only thing you have going for you in that whole event of being colonists, enslaving, rapist piece of shit was the fact that you had a dog. Good job. I mean, I guess you had a couple of them for leaders as well, you know. But I guess that's neither here nor there. I feel like Awww would say something too smart for me to understand and lose me within like 10 minutes. Huh? A little bit. Who would you choose to share a beer with? Morgan Freeman, Hugh Jackman, Tom Hanks, Dwayne Johnson, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Albert Einstein, Samuel L. Jackson, Ryan Reynolds. Well, honestly, okay, actually, let me think about this. Like, I already have it narrowed down to at least 4. So, I would at least narrow it down to Morgan Freeman, Robert Downey Jr., Samuel L., and Einstein. So, those are the 4 I have narrowed it down to. Okay, let's see. Now, honestly, like, why? So let me just kind of explain, I guess, why. Let's kind of go from the very. Let's go from Roddy, Samuel, Morgan, and Einstein. Let's go in that order. So, Robert, why Downey? Why our boy Downey? Well, like, he kind of grew up in a rough life a little bit. If you know about his upbringing, like, the dude was like a fucking massive cocaine addict and shit, and all this other stuff, and like fucking not Tom Hanks. Well, you know, I mean, he was kind of, like, when I was looking for the names a little bit, I was considering it, but, I'm feeling more Downey. I'm feeling Downey a little more, because when I'm, again, let me explain a little bit. Yeah, so it's like, he was like a massive cokehead, he kind of had a rough upbringing and shit a little bit, like, I mean, you know, he didn't grow up with a spoon in his mouth and shit. I mean, like, honestly, all in all, like, I mean, like, I would definitely have a beer with him and shit, or two, honestly, just to kind of, like, you know, kind of hear about, like, his life story, honestly, because I imagine it's, like, especially his early life is full of crazy, fucking insane shit, dude. I can imagine all sorts of crazy stories. Like, I mean, I could just imagine, like, you know, having, like, a couple jokes, I mean, because of, you know, he's a kind of a jokester, charismatic and shit, you know, he's, you know, and, like, he's overall, you know, from what I understand, a legitimately, like, really nice guy, so, hell yeah. And Samuel, I mean, I feel like it's a little self-explanatory. I mean, I don't know too much about his, like, upbringing or life necessarily, but, like, he's just got the vibe, you know? He's just, like, a really cool dude. I mean, dude, he's got, like, he's rocking a goddamn beret in this picture, damn it. Like, I mean, he's got, like, you know, kind of like, he's a character, you know, like, I mean, he himself is just a little bit of a character, you know, he's affiliated with people like Quentin Tarantino, he's been in a lot of big major roles, you know, he's just also, like, a really, another dude, he's, like, a very, like, friendly, kind of down-to-earth type of dude and shit, like, you know, so, like, I mean, I totally, you know, could see myself not just having a beer or two, but honestly, you know, being at, like, a beer hall that has, like, some pool tables and shit, and playing some pool and just, like, kind of, you know, having a time and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, he's a dude that, you know, you can, like, have a night out with and, you know, it'd be a vibe. Morgan Freeman, I mean, you know, he's like an older guy, so he's, you know, lived through a lot of shit, you know, and I think it would be kind of curious, you know, to kind of, you know, listen to his, like, thoughts and ideas about, you know, different things, and I think, you know, his kind of perspective on, you know, on shit, especially when it comes to, like, you know, like, maybe some, like, you know, like, maybe the themes and commentaries of, like, a lot of the different movies he's been in and shit, you know, from, like, Shawshank Redemption, stuff like that, and just kind of being like, you know, what do you think about, like, you know, like, what do you think is, like, kind of the more broader, like, you know, commentaries or stuff like that, you know, the films you've been in and stuff, like, what's your perspective? And, you know, I think I think I could kind of see more of, like, a humbler, more, like, you know, deeper kind of conversation, you know, with him, and kind of be more, like, you know, kind of, like, chill, you know, with a little bit. Not having, like, you know, a time and all that stuff, kind of like with the other two, but, you know, kind of like a chill vibe, you know, like something kind of chilling. In a beer of Morgan Freeman, he never actually talked. You would just hear his inner voice out of nowhere narrating his conversation with you. Young man before me was so full of life. How I longed to rekindle that spirit within my own self. Dude, dude, that's totally how it would be. And Einstein, well, honestly, because, like, Einstein's, you know, like, the fucking scientific, like, innovator, you know, like a genius, autistic as fuck, like me. Like, I mean, and also, kind of a party hound. I mean, you know, like, he was a little bit of a party hound, a little bit, from what I understand. And also a socialist. So, I mean, like, honestly, like, all in all, like, when it comes to having a beer with him, like, dude, you know, like, I could definitely see myself having a beer with, because, like, I feel like, you know, we would nerd out about very similar, like-minded stuff, and about shit that he obviously knows far more than I would. I just, like, listen to, and just, like, you know, and all that shit. And, you know, like, so, I could kind of see myself having a vibe, you know, with that. You know, but, I mean, if I had to choose one of these people, man, it's kind of difficult, honestly. At least between those four. Einstein doesn't belong on a list. Yeah, he does! I mean, basically, the question is, basically, the question is basically asking who would you, who would you have a beer with? I mean, it's basically is what it's saying. And honestly, fundamentally, at the end of the day, I'd have a beer with anybody. Like, I'd have a beer with any of these dudes, you know, at the end of the day. I mean, but, like, I mean, you know, it's just, like, all in all, I mean, like, if I had to choose between any of these dudes, I mean, he's not a choice. Ryan Reynolds, why would he be the most interesting? No, but I feel like he'd be the easiest to connect with. Maybe. You know, honestly, like, I could kind of see myself, you know, too, because I could ask him about, you know, Fall Guy, or whatever that movie, Free Guy, I think it was called. Because I want to ask him, it's like, was some of the themes meant to be kind of pro-worker and stuff? Because honestly, there was a very strong, like, element of that in the plot of the movie where, like, I was like, I honestly wouldn't want anyone other than Einstein. Well, yeah, here... Morgan, Downey, Jackson, Stein. Man, you know, I feel like... I feel like Einstein, honestly. Not that, like, I wouldn't... Like I said, I wouldn't have a beer with any of the other four, or the other three, but, like... Or, well, any of them, really. But, like, I mean... I feel like, you know, there would be, like, you know... a little bit of a party hound in Einstein that, you know, would kind of come out as he kind of started drinking a little bit. And then, you know, a little bit more of a, you know, the liquid courage will kind of allow him to be a little bit more, rambunctious. Because honestly, like, his, if you looked at pictures of his, like, office and stuff, it wasn't exactly neat or organized either. Like, he was not exactly someone who was, like, super orderly and about, you know, like, you know, this strict, you know, regimental shit. Like, he was, you know, he wasn't, you know, like, all about that. He was kind of, you know, rebellious about things like that. That's why I like Einstein. I mean, it's just fucking dope. I kind of wish more of his, like, you know, like, socialistic, you know, ideas and stuff were kind of talked about a little more, because, I mean, he legitimately had, like, you know, a lot of at least, well, maybe not, like, a lot, but he has, like, a decent amount of quotes out there that are pretty much, like, straight-up advocation of, like, socialist, left-leaning ideas and stuff. Oh my god, you're Ryan Reynolds! Yeah, I love meeting fans of my work. Yeah, I love your superhero movies. Yeah, at least, yeah, people think I did a good job. Fuck yeah, Green Lantern was awesome. I have a 9mm parabellum bowl on my desk I brought back from Normandy. Cool. Wait, are you trying to bring it back to the gun convo again? Could be British, German, or Canadian. Well, if it was on the beach, specifically, like in the sands and stuff, it probably might have been British or Canadian. I mean, if it was kind of more, like, in the grassy area and stuff, it probably could have been German. I don't even know where it was even found. The tour guide gave it to me. A tour guide just like, here you go. The tour guide just gave a bullet to you. Okay, that in itself is actually kind of awesome. That's not. I don't know who that tour guide is, but that's a cool guy. That's a cool dude. Or a cool chick. But you know, either way, that's a cool tour guide right there. But, I mean, well, I mean, at that point, yeah, you know, fair enough. I mean, it could have been from an American, you know, weapon, too, maybe. I don't know, I guess it depends on the specific beach, you know, in Normandy, I guess. You know, because I know there was the Canadians, British, the Americans, and I think there's, like, a few, like, other auxiliary, like, foreign battalions along with it, too, but it was primarily those three. You found an M42 in a sand dune. It had it framed in a local museum. You showed it to us in person. Oh, nice. I need to go to France someday, dude. I need to go to like Paris. I need to like visit, you know, Normandy. Some of the, you know, I want to visit some of the countryside where the Western Front was and stuff. Because I know there's like a fat fucking crater that, you know, you can visit today. That is just like this. I mean, it's fucking, it's gargantuan. It's like this gigantic fucking crater. And it's basically been kind of like, and around it, surrounding it now is just farmland like it was back then. But, you know, there's just this fat crater that's basically, you know, Gov property now as kind of, you know, as a national monument. I actually think that might be in Belgium, but if I'm in France, I can just go to Belgium at that point, just drive over there. But I'm pretty sure it's in France, but that crater I'm talking about might be in Belgium. Because I know the Western Front was also partially in Belgium, too. You look good at this. Oh, cavalry saber? Dude, fuck yeah, bro. Dude, if I could get, like, a legitimate, like, actual cavalry sword or something like that, that'd be so dope. Galliope is the same way, except even more dangerous because it's a lot more UXO than Normandy's beaches and, Bocage. Oh, I'm assuming, like, you know, unidentified explosive ordnance or unknown explosive ordnance. Yeah, I mean, I would assume, because honestly, Galliope was pretty much just straight up a fucking bloodbath on both sides, from what I understand. Because a lot of it was just like cliff sides and shit, wasn't it? Like, I mean, a lot of, you know, the beaches Galliope, you know, didn't really have a lot of beach. It had, like, more cliffs, and, I mean, that kind of played a major role as to why it was such a bloody bloodbath. And on top of that, like, you know, naval invasions like that weren't really done, especially on that level. So, I mean, the tactics obviously weren't even really, you know, that well to begin with. Which is why in World War II, you know, that ended up being a lot different, and actual landing craft became more, you know, of a technology at that point. Where University of Hellenic archaeology academics were digging for Trojan artifacts at Galliope and set off an unexploded ordnance. Damn! Man, that shit's a little eerie. I actually remember seeing once, a couple years back, actually, a picture of, actually, if I remember, I think it might have been from Galliope. If not, I think it was from the Western Front. But there was 2 bullets that, you know, that were shot, essentially, you know, from both sides, you know, from 2 different guys. And both of those bullets had perfect trajectory and literally, like, connected with each other. And it was discovered and it's displayed in a museum now. And it's just like, I mean, that type of shit is just like, it's kind of fucking crazy, like the weird little oddities or the just random things you'll discover, you know, from back then and shit. Sometimes, you know, it gets a little impactful with, you know, the discovery, like, you know, an unexploded artillery shell or a bomb or something, you know, like, sometimes it's that, you know, sometimes it might be just something like an old bullet, you know, but sometimes it's just straight up like a grenade or an artillery piece that's just buried in the dirt that just hasn't blown up yet. Gotta look like standard cracking Greek island coastline. Which a lot of it's very rocky, kind of, some of it has some cliffs, some of it doesn't. Yeah, so, yeah. It's kind of, yeah, Troy was at Galliope. So they were basically trying to go at Troy, you know, where the Ottomans were at. Little goof. Such a sweet little dog. His whole ears just flipped over too. It's just like, what is this? He's knocked out, but his ears just all flipped. It's like, what is this, bro? Gonna say something I want you to tell me if you think we missed or dodged a bullet. As you know, the role of Green Goblin in live action went to Willem Dafoe. However, 2 people were considered first. Which one? One of which was, get this, Nicolas Cage. Oh. Okay, man. Nicolas Cage, honestly, like... Oh, I feel like either of them would work, but I mean, Willem Dafoe is just like too iconic as the Goblin, you know. So, but like, if there's like an well, I guess it wouldn't work as well. But like, I don't know, like, oh man, Nicolas Cage. I'm kind of a stan for Nicolas Cage, though. Like, I unironically like love Nicolas Cage. Like, I actually do like him. As a person, as an actor, you know, like, I mean, he's just awesome. I mean, and also my friend Harley hates that. Like, he hates the fact that, like, we get into arguments about Nicolas Cage and shit, and it's just like, it's like, why, like, and the only reason why he does not like Nicolas Cage is because he doesn't like Ghost Rider, the live-action movies, because he thought he did a terrible job, and I'm just like... Bro, I mean, the second Ghost Rider, yes, I agree. But the first one, I mean, come on now. Cage started in that stupid Christian movie Left Behind about the rapture. Well, I mean, that's what I love about Nicolas Cage, because, I mean, he's the only one that, like, uplifts anything, you know, in a movie if he's, like, you know, trying to get a paycheck and shit. Which actually there's a legit reason for it. From my understanding, like... He basically, like, moved in with his mom and shit, and, like, is kind of help, you know, and is using, like, his, you know, money that he gets, you know, for the movies that he does, which is why he does a lot of fucking random movies and shit, and, is basically using that to try to help pay for, you know, different medical bills and, you know, for helping his mom and shit, basically. So, honestly, it's kind of an animal thing. Like, I legit like Nicolas Cage. Like, he's actually just, like, a nice guy, a good dude. I didn't think the Ghost Rider was all that good. I haven't seen the second one. The second one's way worse if you thought the first one wasn't all that good. And honestly, like, I don't think the movies were all that great either. But, I mean, the first one's entertaining, at least. Like, I like it. And, you know, whatever. Obama was a nicer dude than Cage. What does that even mean? What the... Okay. I don't think he is, but whatever. Agree to disagree, I guess. You know what might have been brilliant? If they kept Willem as Norman and used Cage as the Goblin. Ooh. That would have been... Yeah, like, after, you know, Willem Dafoe becomes the Green Goblin, even his, like, physical appearance has a transformation and becomes a Nicolas Cage. Dude. Bruh. Yo, that'd actually be kind of fucking... That'd be kind of dope, actually. I mean, I would definitely roll with it, because think about it, especially from back, if it happened, like, art naturally like that, you know, as we know, basically, Willem Dafoe's performance now, you know, but known it as, like, that instead, then, you know, like, honestly, I feel like I would still feel the same way, and I feel like I would love Nicolas Cage just as much. What is Ghost Rider? I could look it up for you. I wish Harley was here, because he would literally go on a fucking rant, you know, about Ghost Rider right now. That goes to Ritual. What the fuck? Rider! There we go. Here, let me find something here. There. Here's a picture of him. This is Ghost Rider. He's a Marvel character, but basically it's like a demon that is like a skeleton that's on fire, has like a chain, whip chain thing, and also is like a biker as well. Like there's a lot of reasons why my friend Harley likes Ghost Rider a lot, because there's a lot of things that he likes about it. And that's kind of like a comic book variation of Ghost Rider, a little bit. Cage would be back for No Way Home, actually, if he said no. All this shit, he says yes, and that's where he draws the line. I mean, maybe because at this point, I don't know. I mean, that's just where he decided to draw, a line where it's like, nah. I know Elon's been a journalist. He's just a fucking, anti-free speech fucking weirdo jingo fuck. Maybe Bezos should buy Twitter. I mean, maybe Twitter should literally just collapse. Just let it, defunct. Whoa, what is this? Oh, this is how my idea would have worked. What the fuck is this, dude? Just breathe. Hey, jumping up the door. I jumped in you for hours. And something anymore. Something to when dad comes home. See what you have done. Something would have gotten the drive. And just like bomb. And God is Johnny. Talking from the sick. Nobody's talking about us. I'm talking to this death. Okay, sorry, this movie's beneath me. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to work on Left Behind 2. It's from a horror movie. Well, wait, what horror movie? There's an RPD for sale near me. I want an RPD! Imagine me just, like, having, like, 1,000, like, 2 liters and just, like, just watching the 2 liters, like, explode into oblivion. Just like the rainbow of soda, just like, it may be like a tiny little bit of tannerite, like 1,000 yards down range, where I'm just like, take a few little pot shots to watch it go, make a little mushroom cloud off in the distance for a little boom. I could just buy some tannerite, for the next time I go at the range, and, have a thing go boom boom if I wanted to. I want a Romanian PSL. That's my ideal Soviet block gun. For me, it would be the Carabiner S, the East German licensed SKS, because not for really necessarily any reason. It's not that much different from any other SKS outside of a couple things, but oh god, it's so beautiful. It's basically a revenge plot. Yeah, that guy looks like he's having some revenge. The movie's called Mandy. Oh, I think I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but I think I've heard of it. Obviously, I haven't seen it because that face was something that is staying in my head right now. I would have recognized that if I'd seen it before, and I haven't, so I haven't seen the movie. Honestly, for a Soviet block gun, like, at least, specifically, like, I'd probably want, like, probably, yeah, the Romanian PSL, but also, like, probably, Oh, you know, like, I forgot specifically what it's called, but it's like a Hungarian, it's an AK, but it basically has, like, I forgot what it's called. I mean, it's the AK platform. The AMD, yes, the AMD 65. Yep. Honestly, like, having one of those, like, with the folding stock and foregrip on it, dude, I've seen pictures of that, and god damn, it looks fucking like, it's like slick and shit. My friend has one. Dude, I mean, honestly, I'd love to have one of those. Like, dude, it looks so, like, it looks like weirdly, like, vintage, but modern in a weird way. Like, because of, you know, like with some of the metallic, you know, foregrip in the front in a little bit. Like, I mean, it's like, in a weird way, it kind of looks like a little modern, but at the same time, very vintage. It's like kind of a weird little mixture. It's a really cool gun. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's basically just an AKM and shit, but, I mean, because, again, it's just like a licensed AK design, you know, that was just given to the Hungarians, basically. But, I mean, still, something about that particular, like, you know, AKM that just, like, it looks nice. And the cool thing is that my AK parts would be interchangeable with it. So if I wanted to kind of maybe upgrade it just a little bit, you know, add a couple things here and there, you know, maybe, you know, I could do that if I wanted to. I probably wouldn't, but, you know. That's what I like about AKs, that, like, pretty much, like, most of the parts besides Yugos, like, pretty much all the parts are interchangeable with each other. Like, if I want to make my Vishka, like, a weird version of the AMD 65, you know, what country is yours? Bulgaria? No, mine's Century Arms, so it's from Vermont. So, I mean, the AK itself is from the US, but a lot of the mags that I get are from, like, Bulgaria. I got a couple Yugo mags, and I got a drum mag that's from Korea. I got a lot of Bulgarian magazines, and I got East German parts on this. I have an East German buttstock. I have a Hungarian foregrip on it. The front grips on it are, I'm pretty sure, from the US. The muzzle brake is as well. So it's kind of a little mishmash of different things. Like, it really legitimately is like a mishmash of, like, parts from different countries. Because I got a little bit of East German stuff on there. I got the Hungarian grip on there. I got, you know, fucking, I mean, well, at least for international parts, that's what's on there so far. But, I mean, like, I could add some more if I wanted to. I actually could add a Polish upper wooden guard on it if I wanted to. Or an East German one if I wanted to as well. But there's actually for what I truly want it to look like, there's some parts in Russia that I want to get from Zenico specifically, and there's a Zenico lower handguard and a dust cover part that connect to each other, and I want those specifically because an upper handguard can be interchangeable with pretty much anything, you know, with that. You know, so I kind of want to, like, you know, get something like that, you know, to basically have, you know, like, kind of what I really want, because the dust cover has a Picatinny rail on it, so that's kind of what I really want. So at the very least, I can, you know, have my optic, you know, actually back here where it probably should be, instead of, like, way the fuck up front. Because the more closer you have your optic to where, like, the end of the barrel is, the harder it is to actually aim, especially the closer you are to a target. And I've kind of learned that last time. So I've actually just took my optic off, so now I just have iron sights, which honestly work way better. Brent Herrera, what about him? He's a fucking nub. It's like, I thought he was cool, but he's not cool. It's like, yeah, he's an AK guy, but, like, you know, like, whoop-de-doo. It says elusive gun rights. Did he really, or are you just saying that? Like he does saying that T-Type should be able to own guns, basically. He said that on Twitter. Oh, and this is the same guy who's, like, advocating for, like, you know, advocate for your gun rights and, you know, and all this other shit. I mean, do you have a link for it? Because, I mean, I honestly kind of want to see it. I mean, I honestly believe you, like, legit, but I kind of want to see it for myself. Because it's going to be like, oh, you know, this pro-gun, you know, like, hyper pro-Second Amendment, you know, against regulations on guns and all this other shit. Oh, as soon as there's people he doesn't like ideologically, he's just like, nah, fuck them, they should have their guns taken away. It's like, what a fucking scumbag, dude. There's never, I feel like there's never real true nuance of shit like this. This is why it's like they're unreasonable as fuck. I mean, was it most recent tweet? Oh, yeah, basically. Hold on. I don't know who needs to use, but thinking it's fucked up for a grown man and drag to strip in front of children does not equal hating gay people. Fuck, like, who, like, no one, like, what a weird fucking hyperbolic, stupid-ass statement. Like, no, like, there's, like, drag queens or drag kings are not fucking doing that. Like, that's not fucking happening, you weird, deranged fuck. Like, what the like, what a fucking idiot, dude. Who's doing that? That's what I mean. No one's doing that. Because they were saying people are, assuming pedos are people. How do you go from drag show to pedos? Because child drag shows with little kids dancing provocatively in front of adults for money is some Sodom and Gomorrah shit. Wood chipper is hungry. Oh, so he's also, you know, inside, you know, so he's another one of these motherfuckers that is basically doing the wood chipper meme. A lot of these fucking Nazis are pushing it. You know, fuck this piece of shit. Dude, what a fucking scumbag. Wood chipper's hungry. Oh, so I should be in a wood chipper, you faggot. Fuck you. Fucking worthless son of a bitch. Told you to ignore about Brandon Herrera. Well, you know, like I said, I believed you. I didn't realize how fucking blatant it was gonna be. He fucking did the wood chipper meme. Which isn't even a meme, that's just a fucking threat. So, fuck that piece of shit, dude. Bruh. Well, wow, his Twitter's more fucking shitty than I just, like, assumed. Damn. By a mentally handicapped elephant. You wouldn't need a mentally handicapped elephant to do that. But, yes. Well, he probably has, like, an unironic elephant gun, so, I mean, you might want a herd of elephants. So that's a strike against him in my book, anyway. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I don't care that he's white. Like, I care that he's, like, a bigoted fucking piece of shit, enabling and inciting more of this fucking violent rhetoric, like, you know, the wood chipper stuff. You know, and all this other bullshit, and this whole groomer rhetoric that he apparently is, you know, gung-ho about and espousing and pushing. Well, he has, like, 1,000 fucking guns and shit, you know, and also is, like, you know, wanting to imply that, you know, these people basically should ought to be fucking killed. It's like, well, that don't sound suspect of you, you fucking psycho. It's like, what happened to you being a libertarian, Brandon Herrera? Suddenly became a fucking far-right weirdo psycho, you know, pretty quickly now, didn't you piece of shit? That's what you get for living in Texas, huh, you fucking degenerate. So I don't watch his shit no more, honestly. Because honestly, like, as soon as I saw a recommended video from him, because I probably am still subscribed to him, you know, of him, like, interviewing Kyle Rittenhouse. I was like, no, done. No. Like, no, I'm done. Fuck this guy. Being all goody two-shoes and all, like, being cutesy and, like, you know, like, shoe-on-head style, like, ooh-woo, you know, oh, you know, all this other bullshit. It's like, fuck you. I confess there's no such thing as a libertarian, really. No, there really isn't. Even my dad, like, he's probably the closest to a libertarian, but, like, he's, like, even he ain't. Brandon Hitler era. I don't think he's that far with it, but, you know, he's definitely become pretty far right with, you know, because all things considered, because, you know, especially in the past, he used to call himself a libertarian, you know, and a very staunch one at that. Curious how he ain't really much of a libertarian no more now, huh? Like, I don't really care that, you know, he happens to like AKs as much as the next guy, and his little AK-50 project is kind of cool or whatever. Like, at this point now, I don't give a fuck. It's like what you stand for is more fucking disgusting and vile and shit than, like than anything else. So it's like, fuck you, dude. Should make a video about it. Was she the one that kicked it, all this off? Yeah, I mean, fucking, like, there's a lot of fucking shit about it. I know D-Mom has, like, 2 videos, like, cause, she made it, cause, she, reacted to, the video about it, and then, Sean had basically made a reaction to all these people calling her out. And also, my comments happened to be, unironically, one of the fucking comments that she used in her weird-ass fucking shit, in her video. I'm not even kidding, dude. Here, you know what? Hold on. You want to see? Dude, hold on. Dude, this is fucking great. Hold on. You gotta see this. You got to see this. This is great. Hold on, let me find it. Alright, it's the Shoe Try to Cancel Me stream. Yep, it's... I think it's around the 2 hour, 19 minute mark. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, boy. This is great. This is great. This is good shit. This is good stuff right here. Let's see. It's, oh, there it is. Boop, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Whee! I love it. Literally in a shoe on head video, bro. Hold up. Just so to prove it. Hear her voice.
If a button to deplatform her existed, we should push it this instant. Do you think reporting her vids would do anything? Hate speech and all? How about we mass report her Twitter? This crosses a line. Shu is a cum-dump enabler for fascist violence. Who'd expected anything else from a Nazi bimbo hag? She's fundamentally the enemy and should always be treated as such. People like Shu and Matt Walsh are the types of people I believe...
It's just like, good lord, dude. I love it. I mean, it's just like, goddamn, son. I love how she's just like, oh, let me use, like, various comments that just happen to be, aggressive and, yeah, frankly venomous or shit, whatever the fuck, to be like, let me just make a point, for my little vid. And also, like, when it came to her, like, whole idea of, like, the LGBT, like, is, using this as, like, a whole pedophilic, like, groomy thing that Balsaniago was doing. Literally near the very end of this shit, she basically says that, like, I would literally, like, I don't apologize for it, I don't care, and I would do it again. It's like somewhere around here.
I exposed prostate. It's like,
hold on.
So thing, and even the branded...
Which is...
You yourself don't want to talk about this stuff. I don't care. You do you, I will do me. But all I ask is that you stay out of my way when I am doing me. And just know that I am not sorry.
Here we go.
I did nothing wrong, and I will do it again. Goodbye.
So it wasn't accidental, right? So when you said in the beginning that you accidentally created it, that was a lie. Right, Shu?
your definitive statement at the end of this is that you have no regrets, that you will do it again, that it was intentional. Well, that's the end of the video, folks.
Yeah, shit, do it again. Do framing in a private way. They gave me this. Yeah, the LGBT movement obviously no one does. Which is why the far right, usually likes to make it, kind of a scapegoat, because they try to kind of frame it like with the whole like map thing, like, oh, we're just like minor attracted people or minor attracted persons. It's like, nah. You don't get to do this whole like, let me just try to like, do this whole like little ooh language around it. No. It's like, we're not. That ain't gonna fly. But, it's like, just because, like, that type of shit, happens to be around, and because, yeah, there is legitimately, some issues when it comes to, like, child grooming and stuff that does happen. It does. But, like, I mean, the idea that, like, oh, Balenciaga, or, like, the LGBT abroad, or these drag shows are, like, what's doing it and what's the source of that shit is fucking insane. And yet, like, it gets perpetrated. Yeah, I know one group who wants the age of consent lowered, and sure hell ain't leftist. That's for damn true. And there's another, and that same group tends to also be in favor of arranged child marriages as well. And it's still legal in a lot of southern states that happen to lean very heavily to those said groups. Catholics and evangelical Dominion and Christians in America. Christian Dominionists also believe this. Like a lot of Christian Dominionists do arranged marriages and shit. Have you seen Purity Balls? Yeah. They're fucking disturbing. Like, I haven't seen them in person, thank fuck, but I've seen videos of those, and yeah, they're fucking really fucking disturbing. I don't want to hear a single word about grooming from these people. And yet you're going to hear it till, the cows come home, basically. While at the same time they're slaughtering all your cows, so they ain't going to be coming home. So it's just like, great, good shit, good stuff right there. I mean, these motherfuckers are just like, I mean, it's just like, if they weren't so, like, vitriolic and, like, insightful and, like, of, like, death and shit, I mean, it's like, I wouldn't be so standoffish about it. But no. They feel emboldened, so it's like, well, shit. Feel like I kind of need some precautions. And encourage people, especially that live in places like in Texas, that are literally making a fucking trans registry and shit. Which, oh yeah, that definitely ain't gonna be used for anything sinister at all. I mean, it's just like, there's just like all this, like, different shit, it's like, especially when it comes to living in the South, like, yeah, I would want, people to take, as many precautions as possible. And especially have exit plans. But, sometimes that might be a little too extreme. But at the same time, these motherfuckers are just, like, totally unhinged and deranged, and doff protest way too much about, these issues, because they're those, in a lot of ways, the source of these fucking problems. Despite wanting to scapegoat, the queer community and shit, and, people that happen to be, like, allies or, friendly or supportive of them and shit. Or anyone that might be, in drag, or happens to be a little flamboyant if they're a male, or a little too masculine if they're a woman and shit. What are you doing? we can do anything except talk about the problems. Yeah, because they pretty much want to have, like, everyone else be the source of the problems and blame them for their issues. Instead of, you know, having a little bit of introspection. Because who got gingerbread? I don't know. I guess I would assume. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll look it up. Let's look that up. Let's see. Can dogs eat gingerbread? The answer is no. While you may not immediately see negative effects on your pet's health, gingerbread is high in oil and fats that can slow your pet down. Also, Rover reports that gingerbread can cause pancreatitis in dogs, which sounds like a big old no from us. Okay. Flatulence is a homosexual mating call, Marjorie Taylor Titan Green. Yeah, that sounds like, you know, about something that she probably would say. She literally made, like, a weird fucking little thing about, like, butt plugs at one point. She literally was just like, you know, these degenerates, you know, want to have, like, yeah, butt plugs and stuff like that. And everyone was just like, oh, what? Some people were laughing and some people were like, what the hell? And she's like, sorry, I know some of you were eating your dessert, but it's true, like, the, you know, degeneracy and the evil and this and that. It's like, oh my god, you cunt, you fucking worthless bitch. I mean, my god. Like, hold on, can I find it? Let's see. Oh, I gotta type her fucking name. Marjorie. Seriously? Oh wait, I found it. I think I found it. I think I found it. Yep, I think this is it. I think this is it. No, not the ringtone. Fuck your ringtone. No! Fuck the ringtone. Oh, we're already on max. God damn it! Okay. Get out of here. Alright, boom.
Plug or dildo at Target and CVS nowadays.
I didn't expect the edited memes, but alright.
You may still be finishing your dessert. I apologize. By the way, you can pick up a butt plug or dildo at Target and CVS nowadays.
Awesome. I didn't realize if you went to CVS or Target that you can fucking, you know, get some butt plugs and dildos, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I want a fucking, like, Bad Dragon dildo or butt plug, you know, at CVS or Target. Hell yeah, brother. Sounds awesome. Anyway.
Sorry.
How does she know that? I don't know, bro.
You may still be finishing your dessert. I apologize.
Some of you might be finishing your dessert. I apologize. Okay, I love this video. Wait, I just see there. Oh, there's a butt plug on her head. In case you want one. Target, 50% off. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Okay, I'm gonna give this a like. Oh, wait. There's a young girl in the audience. Hold up. Hold on. Let's pause here. Is there? Was there? Hold up. I didn't see any. Is it like this girl right here in the front? Like with the glasses right here? Like right there? Like right in the very front? Because she just kind of looks like a young adult. Like, 19 or 20 or 21 or something. She doesn't look like a, you know, young girl or anything, or a child. I didn't see one, or at least. So Marjorie was shopping for cologne stuffers this season. Wherever Behold likes Marjorie Taylor Greene. Dildos, butt plugs. I'm just being very, you know, intrusive with my thoughts here. You think is a butt plug for the adventurous? That's true. I know this because I go to that section of the store 6 times a week. Besides Sunday, because that's the Lord's Day. Like, oh my god, bro. Dude, that just implies that she uses dildos and butt plugs. Oh, fucking god, bro. I don't want... Dude. This also implies there's likely some, like, pictures or videos somewhere in the ether. Maybe it's on someone's phone or computer, but it's out there in the ether somewhere of videos and photos of butt plug and dildo usage going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, very likely. On top of some other things. That's a 20mm encased in Cyrillic. Are you serious? The biggest I've done is 2 at once, TJ. Pfft, amateur. Dude, TJ would say something like that. I still can't get over the fact that, like, he gaslit me in front of Paul, and Paul called me a Tajikafant because of TJ. TJ is kind of an asshole for that. Because I like both of them. I think I am both. I'm a Tajikafant and a polisher. But, no. TJ's like, nah, Ignore says you're a moron, even though I didn't call him that. It's like, you bastard. It's like, you bastard, TJ. I'm not gonna let you go for that. Now I gotta really watch myself in the ideology chats. In the ideology, you know, live chats, I gotta really watch myself now, dude. Dude, Paul and his mods are gonna be watching me like a goddamn hawk, because they're gonna think I'm a Tajika fan, you know, fucking, you know, doing some espionage and shit, bro. Next time Paul does a fucking stream, I'm gonna basically be like, I'm gonna send him a super chat being like, I'm sad that you think I was a Tajika fan. I just was calling you out for a position I truly thought you were wrong on. But I see how it is, sad face. You know, it's just like, you know, it's like I agreed with you all but one issue. And that's made me Tajika fan, sad face. It's like, I am sad. I'll just say I'm just disappointed. I'm not even offended, I'm just disappointed. Paul's permanently in a crappy mood. I mean, not always. I mean, Paul can be, like, you know, in a fun little, like, giggly mood and shit. I mean, he's not always in shit. Like, in his recent ideologies and stuff, he hasn't been in, like, a total crappy mood and shit. Like, I mean, like, not always, but mostly. I wouldn't even say mostly. I mean, he can be that way, I guess, but, like, I mean, it's, like, I know he's known for being, like, you know, the pessimist, you know, and shit, but, I mean, I don't know, I mean, it's, like, he's not, like, crabby all the fucking time. I mean, honestly, especially when it comes to, like, onion nuggets or, you know, some shit like that, he's usually the one that, you know, is kind of cracking jokes and shit like that, you know, and shit, instead of, you know, kind of going deep with it. He kind of did recently, because in the public episode and stuff, he kind of, you know, delved in some, you know, conspiratorial stuff and, you know, his politics and shit. But, you know, it's like, he does that every now and then. I mean, I don't know. But even then, I wouldn't say that, like, every time he delves into that shit, you know, he's crabby about it either way. I mean, so, I don't know. I mean, see, like, this is me being a polisher. I'm, you know, fucking, like, kind of being a little biased here. But, I don't know. Like, he can be crabby. Like, he definitely has his moods and stuff. But, I don't know. I feel like because it's kind of... Hey! Chill out! Oh my god. Hey! But I think because he's kind of, like, you know... hasn't really, like, you know, been, like, on Twitter or anything. He hasn't even been on there, like, at all in months, from what I understand. And, like, kind of hasn't really been, like, you know, delving into news and shit like that as much. Or, like, kind of, like, doom scrolling or whatever. Like, I think, you know, he's kind of, like, you know, had a better mood overall, I think, lately because of that. I mean, it doesn't mean that he doesn't get crabby either way, but, I mean, I think he's kind of, you know, been in a better mood lately, you know, just because of that. I mean, he doesn't really do a lot of, like, ideologies or anything, so I feel like, you know, as much, at least, you know, so I feel like, you know, and at the same time, he's also kind of, like, trying to be more proactive, do things, you know, with, like, Amelia and shit like that, you know, so, I mean, he seems like kind of, I mean, honestly, all in all, kind of in a better mood than, you know, he used to be. Because, I don't know, like, when he was, like, in Louisiana, when he was in the apartment and shit, and, like, during that era and stuff, he definitely was, like, a crabby, very pessimistic type of guy. But, like, now, I mean, he's definitely, you know, a little bit more chippier in comparison. I mean, I've been, like, watching, like, Paul's ideologies, you know, like, at least, like, for pretty much, honestly, like, every single one, for at least, like, probably, I don't know, like, maybe 3 years now or so. I mean, and he's definitely just got, like, a mood improvement, honestly, in comparison to how he has been in the past. In the courtroom, Paul is in powdered wig with a gavel and you in cuffs. Ignoske, for your treachery, I sentence you to 100 hours to talking to Jordan Peterson. Oh god, no! No, that was my serious, like, reaction to it, but that works. Like, no, god, fuck! 100 hours, fuck! I would literally rather, like, kill myself. Like, I probably shouldn't actually say it, but I'd rather die. I would just rather yeet myself, like, off a cliff. Like, no. Like, fuck. God, please, no. Paul, please forgive me. Have mercy on me, sir. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Dude, that'd be horrible. I'd imagine having to make his living as a content creator on political internet is bad for his mental health. Well, I think that's kind of why he's, you know, detached from it, you know, a little bit, and kind of, you know, gotten away from it, and only really delves into it, you know, when it comes to, like, his show, you know, and all that. Like, he might, you know, like, he's, you know, well, like, you know, research stuff and look, you know, up news and stuff, like, the day before, or, like, you know, a couple days prior, you know, for a show and stuff, so he can have, like, an idea and an opinion and kind of, like, think about something and kind of let stir in his mind a little bit, so... I mean, you know, like anybody, you know, you'll do that type of stuff. So, I mean, he's just, you know, I think, you know, someone to kind of realize, like, I need to actually, like, balance this, because if not, especially if, you know, my mentality, like, it's going to consume me. Like, and I think in a couple of ideologies before, in Patreon and public ones, I think he's mentioned that even. It's like, I need to balance this. Like, I need to, like, you know, not be so fixated on shit like this, because, like, I used to, and I, you know, sometimes will get in that loop, you know, so I need to kind of get out of that, and that's why I kind of avoid these type of things. So it's, you know, at times, you know, so I think he's, you know, somebody that's, you know, kind of now, you know, helping, you know, himself in a way, and kind of, you know, learning more about how to, you know, kind of balance that type of shit. Which honestly is important. Like, I mean, if you let, you know, politics and shit like that consume you too much, I mean, it is, you know, it can be bad for your mental health. Like, honestly, it can be. You know, like, you know, but, you know, like, at the same time, it's like, it's, you know, I think it is important to, you know, delve into politics and delve into news and stuff, so it's about having a balance, you know, so it's like, hey, you know, I'll, like, you know, check out some stuff, you know, with some news, and I'll have, like, you know, check out this type of stuff, and that's my news for today, basically, you know. And I'm kind of like that way a little bit. Like, every day I have, like, alright, I'll check out, you know, some things here and there, and have some stuff, you know, that I'll check out, you know, when I do these and shit. And, you know, that's kind of like how I am. And outside of, like, listening to the podcasts and the, you know, channels and YouTubers that I listen to and shit, like, that's about as far as it goes. You know, it's like, I will delve in stuff on my own time and shit, especially if I think, you know, it's important to me. But beyond that, like, I balance it out, because, like, I don't need to be, like, fucking fixated on literally every single little, like, thing that's going on politically and shit, because yeah, that would be bad for my mental health. Like, I mean, you gotta balance it out a little bit and shit, you know? So, I mean, like, all in all, like, I mean, there's a way to, like, you know, be invested into politics while at the same time, you know, not letting it consume you as well. Because, like I said, if you do, it can definitely be bad for your mental health. And, you know, I think Paul's, you know, someone that recognizes that now and, you know, balances it out a little bit. If anything, I think, you know, from what Paul said, especially recently, like, his main source when it comes to, like, checking out news is at the Canoes. And, you know, it's like, you know, honestly, I'm kind of the same way a little bit. I don't know if Canoes has an app, but if they do, I will most certainly download it, because the Canoes is actually pretty awesome. I've checked out the website, and it's basically just, like, an aggregate of, like, you know, different, like, pretty much, like, every little, like, specific little headline that they have is basically, like, the top headline of a main story, and if you click it, there's different, you know, basically different, you know, articles talking about that thing, so you actually have, like, you know, different perspectives that you can kind of, you know, check out and stuff, you know, while the top article, you know, about it is the one that you can read immediately. But, you know, there's at least, like, all these other ones that you can check out that, you know, are being talked about from other, you know, news articles and shit. And that's what I love about the Canoes, you know. It's like, so, you know, you could look at one thing and then be like, oh, so here's some other, you know, articles that are talking about it, you know, let's see what they say about it. So you can kind of have a more broader perspective of it. So, I mean, if anything, at least, you know, the Canoes is actually pretty cool when it comes to that type of stuff. Hour 4, he checks in on you and your brain's, like, leaking out of your ears. Dude, if, like, I was having to talk to Jordan Peterson, like, yeah, my brain would be leaking out of my ears because there would be, like, a 44 Magnum in it. It'd just be like, I'm just like, just done, just dead. Dude, they were gonna, dude, for New Year's Eve, like, I kind of am, like, I kind of feel bad for, like, you know, the public, you know, viewers, you know, and the plebs a little bit. They don't, like, they have to basically be a patron to check out the Jordan Peterson gauntlet. Dude, they gotta do that for, like, 6 hours and some change. Oh my god. I don't even, like, I commend them. Like, I'm surprised that they have, you know, like, been able to muster up the strength and prepare themselves over time. I've actually noticed this, because a lot of their onion nuggets, every now and then, like, every 2 or 3 onion nuggets that they do, they have some Jordan Peterson shit, because it's a way to kind of prime themselves and, like, prep themselves a little bit. And it's just like, I commend them. I don't even know I'm ready. I don't even think I'm ready for it. Maybe we'll have to check out some Jordan Peterson shit ourselves to kind of help prime ourselves. Or at least prime me. I need to prime myself, because I ain't ready. I ain't ready for fucking Jordan Peterson. 6 hours of him? Fuck. God, no. Jordan, this man... ain't this man dying here just shows how fragile life is. News goes, why am I still here? Paul and Satan $50. Thanks, bro. God, oh, dude. Satan keeping me alive, you know, as a ghost to hear fucking Jordan Peterson talking about the fragility of life and the chaos that, you know, could be ensued because of the moral depravity that I lived and oh my god, nah! I know how that would go. No, and he would be crying like 5 times within a span of like 3 minutes. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please stop. Okay, you know, I get it. I get the point. We get the point. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh. Ay, Dios mío. It's funny how people take pride in masculinity and hang on to his every word. I fucking know, dude. I don't get it. I had a friend that was kind of getting into him a little bit, but luckily he hasn't talked about him at all for a while. And I think it's because he had a final straw with him a little bit because of some climate change takes that Jordan Peterson had, because Jordan Peterson is a climate change denialist, and luckily my friend isn't. But he was kind of getting into him a little bit, and I was just like, oh, fuck, no, please, God. No, 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 no. And then Jordan Peterson has some, like, fossil fuel bought and owned fucking climate denial takes and shit, and he was like, alright, fuck this guy. It's like, alright, thank God. Oh, whew, dodged the bullet. Oh, he's around the corner. So you have to end up of mice and manning your friend. The stars look pretty, don't they? Yeah, they do. Bang. Dressing analysis for hypermasculinity from overexposure to testosterone in a womb. Like grown men who watch MLP are masculine. And I'm a fucking flaming ass furry. And bisexual as fuck. Love getting rammed. I like basically in the words of Freddie Mercury, I like to fucking get fucked. So yeah, me as an autistic fuck is totally like a hyper masculine, like yeah, me, yeah, totally, 100%. That's right, sugar. I am masculine as fuck, honey. I might be flamboyant as hell right now, but I'm actually hyper-masculine as fuck. Well, I'm sorry, but if you don't watch My Little Pony, you're not a real man. God damn it. Fucking wrecked. Here, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, you know. I'm sick. Where is this little butt? There you are. Yeah, I knew you were over there. Oh, the tortoise open. What the hell? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna go this way because it's way too cold out there. Yeah, come here. Hey, Goober, what are you doing? What are you doing? You little silly boy. Goof. Ugh. 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 Yeah, you want to see what's in here? Yeah, this is for you. Yeah, let's see it. Okay, you're good. There's a noise. How do you open this? I think I know what it is. What are you getting for Xmas? This actually was my roommate's mom at that. Gave him this. I'm just trying to open it. How do you do that? You're gonna have to figure that out. Oh, here we go. This is tied up. I think that's... Nope. Oh, no, there's one. No, it's tied up in multiple areas. Boo! There we go. It's one of these little giggle balls. It's one of these little... He's fucking eyeballing this like, what the hell is this? Come over here. He doesn't know how to respond to this. Look at him. He doesn't even know how to respond to this. He's like, what the hell? What is this? He's like, ooh. Let's see his reaction. Here, hold on. He's like, wow. Wow. Okay, fell right in the food bowl. This is like, how do I get this? He's trying to fucking figure it out. Oh, you got it! You got it! Oh shit, we're gonna follow him. We're following him now. The ball has a dark presence radiating from it. Come on, boy. What, is that it? Is that all you got? Oh, yeah, someone loves this. Dude, this is making me fucking giggle. Ah! Goddamn, dog! Wait, hold up. Let me zoom out. There we go. That's actually more harder than I thought it would be. Dude, he's like going nuts over this. He's like, whoa. Wait, what up? Oh. Look at it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, dude, he loves it. Dude, he loves this. Dude, my dad's gonna fucking hate this thing so much. This is gonna be great. Dude, we're just gonna be hearing this randomly in the background too. I just know we are. What's funny is I wanted to get one of those because Paul got one for Dinor. And he had one on his stream, and I was just like, you know what? I want to get one. And hey, I got one. So I was like, hey. Look at, oh my god, what a goof. What? He's looking at me, he's like, what, you're making a sound now? It's like, you're radiating these sounds? Oh, you're such a goofball. Yes, you whiz. Oh my goodness. Here. I'll let him have fun outside with it. But here, I'll make sure this is a closed gate. It's sealed. Go get it. Here. Oh, there it goes. Oh shit. Where's it going? Where's it going with that? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god, what a goof! What, you're just leaving it out there? You're just gonna leave it out there? What are you doing? Hey, don't chew on that. Go get it. He's all excited, he doesn't even know what to do anymore. He's like, oh, I'm all excited. Look at you. You're so goofy. You're so goofy. You're just a goofy boy. Yes, you is. You goof. This is actually kind of loud. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's just... What, you want me to toss it for you? Oh my god, what a fucking freak! I don't even have a chance to toss it for you. You fucking little goober! What? Are you suddenly bored of it now? What? Oh my god, you're so goofy. Alright, I'm definitely bringing that next time I go on a walk with him or something and chucking that around. Oh my god, dude, he goes nuts for that fucking thing. It's like there's a dark presence radiating from it, but I'm gonna get it out one way or another. What? What? Hold on. Let me kick it. He's waiting for me to do that. Really? Wow. I need more open space, I think, for him. Which is his backyard, but it's like in the middle of the night and it's cold as fuck out there, so I don't want to really like venture too far out. But verdict is he definitely loves it. I give it a little tweet. I give it a little tweet. There you go. Come here. That's not coming. That's not. Hey, careful with the light. Careful. Come here. Hey, come here, bye-bye. Papa. Yes, you bye-bye. There you go. Aw. So adorable. Yeah. I'd say the verdict is that he absolutely loves it. And I know the official name of it. It's a little giggle ball. That's what they're called. You know, because I remember, like, Paul, like, showing it off, and someone asked him on stream once, because I wanted to get one. I was like, what are they called again? I remember, like, I think a couple months back, like hearing about like, you know, like kind of trying to like find it, because I was trying to find like the Paul stream, but I don't know which stream that he was like talking about it on, because it was back when he was I think at the old house, like, you know, with the like old couple that was like his landlords or whatever the fuck. Like, I think it was at that house or some shit. Or I think it was like just after he moved to the house that he's at now. One of the two. It was around that time. But I swear, I've looked at every single stream around that particular era, and I can't find it. It's like, am I going insane? Sounds like giggling. Sorry, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, or that, depending on how fast you shake it, it sounds like, ah! It sounds like something dying or something freaking out. Honestly, like, even that thing, like, if I'm stoned enough, like, that shit's gonna get me the giggles. Like, cause, oh my god, that, like, that thing is comical. But, oh my, I kinda love it. Don't tell your dad about it and deny hearing any noise. Oh, dude, you're right. Dude. Yep, I'm gonna do that. Oh, dude, fuck yeah. That just sounds like a great idea, honestly. Because he's gonna be like, what the fuck is this ball and shit? And I'm just gonna be like, I don't know. This little ball that, you know, like I got as a Christmas gift for Zukov. You know, that's what it is. Yeah, see, what was that? What was what? Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's just one of his new balls that he has. Like, it doesn't make any noise. Like, this is like, you know, just like one of his little play balls now. Like, I mean, what do you want? I mean, you know, it's like, hey, it was a gift for him. I don't know what to tell you. Dude, I kind of like, man, you know, my roommate's mom's honestly, like, pretty cool. I mean, not that my mom ain't cool, but, like, it kind of shows that, like, you know, moms can be cool. Because, like, I mean, you know, can be, you know, obviously. But, like, you know, because at least, you know, with my mom and, like, my roommate's mom, it's like, they're kind of, like, on, you know, for different reasons, on different, you know, on same levels of cool. And it's like, hey, I like that shit. It's cool stuff. Which is weird. My roommate hasn't seen my mom yet, but I've seen my roommate's mom. It's just like... it's like, I gotta get my roommate to see my mom eventually at some point, god damn it. Well, I can see your little eyeballs peering over, like, this obstacle. Well, hi. What's up? What's up, you little goof? What you staring at me for? You goofy boy. Look at those little ears. They're so cute. Goofy thing. No. Stop being adorable. Sit. 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 What, you don't want to sit from way over here? Really? Wow. I was thinking you would sit, but no. Sit. 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 Sit down. Sit. Sit. Zukov, sit. You know, fuck you too then. Really? Well. Well, a jerk. Oh, and I decided to lie down. Doing his own thing. What a little jerk. What a fucking Cooper. I mean, whatever will I ever do with him? I mean, he's a sweet boy. I love him, man. It's not really that hard to take care of, but sometimes it's like... Whatever shall I do with him? Alright, well... Let's see what other random little things are on the, tube, yeah, if there is anything. Doesn't really look like. Boo! Oh! Here's some new TV series that was canceled too soon. I don't know. Spectacular Spider-Man? I don't know, honestly. I honestly don't even know. I mean, I can't really think of, like, TV shows that were, like, canceled too soon that, like, I mean, at least nothing I can think off the top of my head. The name one that went on for too long. Walking Dead. I mean, that one's honestly kind of like a slam dunk. I mean, that one's kind of like, well, that or The Simpsons. One, like, that or The Simpsons. Because I think The Walking Dead is still going on, and The Simpsons is still going on. At least, like, you know, Family Guy and South Park might have, like, a good show and stuff here and there. I thought you were going to say Game of Thrones. I mean, that was actually rushed more than anything. Like, if anything, if it was paced off into, like, 1 or 2 more seasons, I think it would have been better. Like, honestly, that show should have, like, you know, kept going just a little bit more. Like, instead of rushed. Like, that was really the problem with it, because HBO and the managerial, like, you know, side of things is like, yo, we need to wrap this up, end it, you know, and basically the writers are, like, kind of left with their pants hanging out and just being like, well, I guess we'll just cobble some shit, and that was kind of the main problem with it. So, if anything, I mean, it wasn't canceled, I guess, but, yeah, honestly, I guess it might answer the question. Like, Game of Thrones, you know, when it comes to a show that ended too soon, because it probably should have been prolonged at least for another season or 2. I mean, to at least, you know, tie all the plot points together and wrap things up properly and shit like that. I mean, something. But it was, like, way too rushed. So, I mean, if anything, honestly, it's kind of the opposite with that. So, I guess maybe, honestly, Game of Thrones. You know, now that I think about it, when it comes to, like, a show that was, like, canceled or ended too soon. Because I don't really fault, like, the actors or, like, you know, the directors or anything necessarily. I kind of fault the managerial side of that type of shit. I could beat that pussy Gregor blind, folded and handcuffed. The books is actually like 8'10", I think. So like a fucking like giant. Is like George R.R. Martin technically like still writing the show or writing the books? I just stopped reading them, I think. Yeah, like, cause yeah, isn't he still technically writing them? That's all the actual Giantson story. Well, yeah, I imagine, like, these, yeah, the Giantson story are obviously, like, way taller. But at least for, like, human, you know, for, like, a human, like, you know, that's just, like, a regular person, like, yeah, he's fucking giant. Well, what's it doing? Wait a minute, think. How do I think I've stopped doing something? I'm a sheller, actually, if I recall. Well, I mean, I haven't really, like, read the books of Game of Thrones or watched the show that much, so it's like, I mean, I don't know too much about it. I mean, I kind of, like, I know enough, because, like, a lot of people, like, I know people have talked about it, like, a lot and all this other shit, so I was, like, kind of know a little bit, but, I mean, not that much about it. I mean, this list, for some reason, I never finished them. Yeah, I mean, I've never read the books. I've seen, like, the first 2 seasons, because my brother, let my dad borrow them, and I watched them because he had them. But, and I've seen, like, some episodes here and there after that. And honestly, I could definitely tell that the show is good, you know, especially with, like, those, you know, for a lot of those seasons. But, like, I always hear mainly that, like, a lot of the, like, the 2 last seasons are basically the ones that are, like, not good, for the most part. Especially the last season. You guys pay to watch them? No. I just love, like, you know, seeing other people, you know, watch them and stuff and shit. Or if it happened to be on HBO or whatever the fuck. Because when we had TV, we also had HBO available, so whenever, like, shows that, you know, had a new episode, you know, on HBO, then, you know, we can watch it if we want to. Because I know they, I mainly watched that just, you know, for the different movies that they would have. I also watched a lot of it for, like, their show, The Pacific, and, like, a few other shows and shit, but never really Game of Thrones, because, I don't know, I just never, like, got into it, at least, when it was first, like, a big thing. So the show, The Pacific, like, that one's, like, pretty gruesome. Like, that show definitely don't hold no bards. And I honestly kind of like it for it, honestly. Which is mainly through, like, the perspective of the 1st Marine Division, which is actually taken from real accounts. From, like, the dudes that actually, like, you know, were there. But, obviously, I mean, there's a little, like, dramatization to it. But, nonetheless, like, I mean, there's, you know, in a lot of ways, you know, like, a lot of historicity and, like, truth, you know, to kind of at least a broad shit into details, you know, and stuff, but again, there's, you know, some dramatization and, you know, a little fictionality, you know, kind of, you know, put into it a little bit. Actually, I kind of want to, you know what, can I even, you know what, I don't know, I'll just look it up and see if people have, like, different uploads of random shit. You know what? There actually is. Okay, alright. Well, maybe I might be able to, like, pull clip. Hey! I have an idea of a show with a Superman-like character. I know what you may be thinking. He isn't evil. He's just stupid. Like, really stupid. Just really dumb. Here's actually a clip from one of the later seasons of the show, when they were in Okinawa.
Wait till they're close.
ain't no ceasefire going on here.
Jesus, Sledge, leave him. What for?
Eugene Sledge. He said what for? He's a Jap, ain't he? By this point, the war basically like kind of ate him alive.
Cease fire, goddammit!
Oh, they don't even show the other part of the scene where he breaks out and it's like, it doesn't even show the good part of this, motherfuck. Because that guy is saying ceasefire, goddamn, like he comes out and like lectures him, but I thought he told me to fire. No, I said seize. Here, let me see. Is there a way that I can maybe find that scene? Honestly, if I say bonsai charge, it's probably gonna like pull up like various different scenes of this. God damn it, it is. It actually is. Son of a bitch. Yeah, oh, wait. Oh, I think right here. Yep, right here. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I actually found, okay, I found a clip. I found the clip. Cool. Wow, there actually is one. Wow, I actually paused at a very interesting frame. That's wow, okay.
Cease fire, goddammit!
Where's the other part of the scene?
I told you to cease fire. What are you doing?
Killing Japs.
Just gave away our goddamn position.
I think they
They have a good idea where we are.
I told you to cease fire. Are you supposed to be observing? I see you with the goddamn sidearm. We were all set here to kill Japs, weren't we? So what the hell difference does it make what weapon we use?
Just my goddamn hands behind you.
That's the rest of the scene. Ooh. So, like, I mean, it's near the end of the show, and they're on Okinawa, so it's like, by this point, like, these dudes have kind of seen it all and been through some shit. I mean, honestly, the show The Pacific is just goddamn fucking really good. I mean, it's like, I'm kind of remembering, like some of the other scenes and some of the other episodes of that show, and it's like, fuck. It's like, it really is really good. Some really fucking phenomenal, like, screenplay and shit. It really is good. Good acting, too. Really good actors. Grilled cheese whiz. Grilled cheese whiz. I know, like, the first start of the show is basically, where they're in Guadalcanal and shit. I mean, that's actually kind of where the 1st Marine Division kind of got the recognition a little bit, was initially at Guadalcanal. Actually, here, I can pull up a clip, because honestly, there's a bunch of different, like, random YouTube channels that have clips of this, so I'm assuming, like, it should be okay if we, have a little bit here and there. So, alright, well, okay, this is way louder. God damn it. Got a water-cooled fucking, like, Lewis machine gun.
Look.
See, this show really don't hold no bards. It's like a full-on fucking ambush going on here.
They're flanking us! Stand more! Oh, we gotta move! We gotta move over the left flank! Stand more!
You notice that guy had a drum mag. I don't know if that's totally accurate. I don't know if having a drum mag was... oh, maybe it was. I don't know how accurate that actually would be. No.
Damn it! He's lost it! Come on! Keep moving! Get over there!
Yeah, Skipper ain't doing too well. I don't think our boy's doing too well in this situation. I mean, the crazy fucking shit is that, like, you can't even, like, see shit. This is at night. Night vision wasn't invented yet. You literally just have moonlight or starlight, which, good luck with that. Or just a random burst of light from explosions or tracers.
We gotta keep moving!
Man, it makes me kind of think how Vietnam was like, because night vision was like experimental at that point, so not everyone got it yet. It was probably even more fucking freaky. Ugh.
Walk him right, goddammit! Walk him right!
But yeah, like, I mean, it's like, man, if there's like any fucking like environmental like area that had like avoid at all costs when it came to like a combat scene, it would probably be a jungle, whether basically just like Pacific or like I guess Latin America a little bit, and some parts of Africa and different various parts of mainland Asia. Yeah, like I don't want no to jungles. I'm not about that, because that's honestly like, because some of the most like craziest, bloodiest fucking conflicts and shit happen in those environments. Like, and it's like, no, thank you. I don't want anything to do with that. I far would rather prefer like a desert environment or like savannas or a forest. Especially forests or mountain ranges, because that's my home turf. Like, I mean, I know forests and mountain ranges. Like, I know how to traverse that type of shit. So, like, that'd be my home turf. But, I mean, I'd still prefer deserts, even. Because at least it's not a damn jungle where you can barely see, like, 5 feet in front of you because of how dense everything is. It's like, ugh. No, thanks. Plus, like, with all the trees and shit, and with all the vines and everything else, like, you can climb that shit, and obviously, a lot of the people, that probably are more knowledgeable about that environment are probably going to be up in there, and I don't need trees talking to me. Like, maybe in the hippie way, but not in that way. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Well, I mean, I do the same thing, too, if, you know, I was in the forests around here, because you can climb, you know, some trees around here and shit, you know, so the trees can speak here, too. What are you doing back there? You don't have your little giggle ball, so you're doing something else. Like, at least signify, you know, what you might be playing with, depending on if there's, like, you know, random little noises like that going off in the background. You know what, speaking of which, you know what, I'm gonna get his attention, though, with that. Wait, where did it go? Oh, does he actually have it? Where'd it go? Wait, where did it go? Did Zukov move it? What happened with it? Do you have it? Is that little giggle ball way over there? What did you do with it? Did you lose it already? Am I gonna have to go look for it later? I think I am. Oh my god. Did you, like, really actually, like, lose it already? Like, hold on, is it over there? It isn't. What'd you do with it? What'd you do for a giggle ball? Where did it go? Did you really lose it, dude? Oh no, I see it's over here. Yeah, here you go. Yeah. Oh my god, your eyeballs are, like, getting bug-eyed. Hey, look at you, little bug-eyed freak. Yeah, you got a new little ball. He doesn't know how to feel about it quite yet. I mean, he loves it, but when it's just sitting there, he doesn't know how to react to it.
You need to throw it for him.
Well, nah. Well, obviously. There'll definitely be some playtime with that. He'll definitely enjoy it. Oh, a sweet little bubble. Yeah, look at you. You're just a sweet little thing, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, look at you. Look at those little damn ears. I always thought that your ears would eventually, like, perk up over time, but no. Those ears have been perpetually puppified. Those ears are, like, perpetually in puppy form. Honestly, even your faces, like, the rest of you, like, the rest of your entire body and your essence is like an adult now, but, like, your face and your ears have perpetually stayed the puppiness that it always has been. Which honestly confirms the fact that he's just like he's got just like that overt friendly puppy personality. Even when he's like around female dogs, he's like super friendly and sweet. Like, he plays around with them, and then he kind of like, you know, gets all like, hey, can I fuck you? Yeah, like, he kind of does that a little bit, where he's like kind of being sweet a little bit. And he like, even when he's courting other dogs, dude, it's just like, bro, he's just like too sweet, and he like damn near almost gets his way sometimes. It's like, oh my god, no, stop. It's like, no. It's like, you fucking goof. He does have male dogs too sometimes. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, is this dog pansexual or something? He just sees a dog that he likes, and he's like, I like you, can I fuck you, please? I mean, like, I think that's what's just going on. I think he's just pansexual as fuck or something. Or bisexual as fuck, I don't know. I mean, he don't give a fuck. I mean, like, he's done that a few times. It's like, what's wrong with you, dog? Like, what, it's like, you'd stop. It's like, I mean, I get it, like, you want to be friendly, but, like, I don't think, like, everyone wants that level of friendliness. It's like, goddamn. What a goob. It's all sprawled out over there. Like a little silly boy. Nice. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get myself some food and all that fun shit, so peace out. And of course, I shall see y'all in that lovely little next one, so